Welcome to horse racing heaven. It's opening day, a day fans have been waiting for all year long. At a track rich in history, where year after year legends are made.
Rachel Alexandra, Macho again. They're coming down to the finish. It's going to be desperately close. Here's the wire. Rachel won.
They've left the field railing behind. American Freedom and Gunrunner are filed behind Arrowgate. What a commanding performance. He won the Travers by 12.
Where established stars can become the latest in a long line of upsets at the Graveyard of Champions.
Out to the finish, the leaders head-to-head, stride for stride. Secretariat and Onion. Onion has the lead by a head. Secretariat on the inside, past the 16th ball. It's Onion in front by a head.
American Barrel put away Frosted. He has to deal with Keen Ice. Keen Ice has got him. Keen Ice has won the Travers.
Opening weekend culminates with two incredible fillies on a collision course in a heavyweight showdown. As Kentucky Oaks winner Monomoy Girl and Mother Goose winner Midnight Bijou reunite with division supremacy on the line. Welcome to Saratoga Springs. Welcome to opening weekend of Saratoga Live.
They're home at Saratoga.
Welcome to the day, horse racing fans yearn for every summer. Some of the greatest moments the sport has ever seen have happened right here at Saratoga, and fans ready to see what may be next. The Schuylerville for two-year-old fillies is the opening day co-feature, and Catherine the Great lived up to her name, winning by more than 10 lengths last time out. Now comes her first graded stakes test. In a Lake George, Daddy is a Legend could be the standout. She looks for her first win of her three-year-old campaign in the opening day co-feature. Altea is part of a pair of fillies for Chad Brown, looking to score an upset in the Lake George. Did she break through with her first states win for a barn? Expected to stand on top at Meets End. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saratoga Live. Our first of 40 coming up. It is presented by Claiborne Farm. 100 years of doing the usual, unusually well. A packed house for opening day. One of the great days in all of racing, and beautiful weather on hand here at Saratoga Springs, New York, for the summer place to be. The Spa, as we look at the colors of Gary and Mary West Coast. Last year's Travers winner, who will emerge this year. What could be a wide open race? We know Justify will not be making the trip. A lot of big names. Chance for them maybe to step forward in that three-year-old race later this meet. Greg Wolf alongside former New York Met, LA Dodger, Paul LaDuca. We have made it. We are here. This is Saratoga opening day. So much fun. And our co-feature, the Lake George. Daddy is a Legend, trying to get her first win here of her three-year-old season.
Yeah, for George Weaver. This filly by Scat Daddy, the Pennsylvania bred, maybe been a little bit unlucky to only have two wins. She won two very good races. Jimmy Durante after breaking her maiden at Keeneland. And then in the Wonder again, she had some issues. This is going back to the Edgewood, where she ran a good third against Toinette and Rushing Fall. Those are both quality three-year-old fillies. Now, George Weaver took the blinkers off last time to see if she could settle down a little bit. Slow pace in the Wonder again maybe was her outdoing there, but I think she'll improve today, and she is your favorite in the Lake George.
Get signed up, get started, play all these spectacular races that we bring you each and every day on Saratoga Live. $200 new member sign-up bonus. Use the promo code LIVE to take advantage. Go to NYRABets.com to take advantage of that bet. Any track, anytime, anywhere. Also with us down by the paddock, our friends, New York Racing Association handicapper Andy Serling, and he's got a filly going in the Schuylerville today, one of the top trainers in the country, Tom Amos.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Greg. It's great to be here. It's great to be with you, Tom, be reunited with you, and it's exciting. I mean, it wouldn't be Saratoga without the two-year-olds. So a very exciting debut winner for Steve Asmussen, and you've got a horse, Serengeti Empress, coming into the race. She looks talented, gets a class test, short rest, though.
Yeah, short rest, comes back in 2 weeks, but she's the kind of filly that you can do that with. Big, powerfully made. She's going to make a great presence in the paddock. Look for her to be tough today, Andy.
I tell you, we don't know who she beat. It was Indiana Grant. It's a lot different running there than running at Saratoga. But this was very professional and very impressive, Tom.
Yeah, she went between horses around the turn, drew off. You'll see that she's going to be wrapped up totally at the end of this race. This is a different caliber horse that she's going to be running against today. Todd Pletcher, the obvious favorite in this spot, in my opinion. But we'll see if she can live up to the expectations that we have. I know one thing. Maggie Wolfendale's going to love her when she comes to the paddock.
Well, now she's under pressure, so now she's going to have to love the horse. And we're always interested in what Maggie has to say. We've got a very interesting 7th race to kick off our show. Maggie's in the paddock. Maggie, what do you think?
Well, Andy, one thing I do know is that Jose Ortiz, well, he might give Tom a little run for his money as he'll be aboard one of the favorites in today's Schuylerville in Catherine the Great. But Jose is looking to continue his winning ways here up at the Spa as he has won the 2016 and 17 meet titles here at Saratoga. And he's also the recipient of the Eclipse Award from 2017 as also an EPSI Award winner. So Jose is looking to continue his hot hand. He does have one winner on the card so far, and his daughter Leilani as well, looking to bring home the gold for the family with Jose aboard. So looking forward to watching him ride, but also looking forward to watching some races in a hot new spot that we have here at the Spa. And for more on that, we'll check in with Gabby Gaudette.
Thank you, Maggie. Well, I'm here at the stretch, a brand new area of the grandstand at Saratoga that was unveiled earlier today. A lot of excitement and obviously very popular. As you can see, it's incredibly crowded behind me. But just to talk to you a little bit about the brand new features, obviously it features premium seating. We also have a beautiful view of the top of the stretch just around that final turn. And this is obviously for that more casual fan. No ties required for those gentlemen coming out here. And in terms of ticket pricing, it does range from as little as $25 to $150. You can purchase those tickets on Ticketmaster.com. But to talk more about those features, you have access to brand new tablets, concessions, brand new bar area, flat screen TVs, and you can also choose from 5 different seating options, including the one that we're in right now. This is the lounge box, and don't mind if I do. Take a little nap here. Greg? I'll see you guys in a little bit.
And we never heard from Gabby Gaudette again on opening day. I want her job. Looks like a lot of fun. The first significant renovation to the grandstand since the mid-'60s. Right around the upper stretch area, it is a beautiful scene. So if you can get out there, certainly do your best. Here's the races we have coming up today. We have the late pick 4 ahead. It begins in race 7 over the inner turf at 1 1/16. New York breds in an entry-level allowance. Race 8, we'll see Tom Amos's Serengeti Empress in the Grade 3 Schuylerville for 2-year-old fillies. Then the co-feature, the Grade 3 Lake George with Daddy is a Legend, and we will close out the afternoon, race 10, with that non-winners of 2 claiming race, 1 1/16 on the inner turf. Weather and track conditions, they're presented by Piranha Fly Spray, the preferred fly spray of the Saratoga Racecourse. Piranha on, pests gone. Main track is fast, and the turf course for today's action is firm. Race 7, not a surprise here. Chad Brown, probably the only reason he didn't go back-to-back and win the trainer's title last year was because of weather. He had to keep a lot of his top horses in the barn because of some rain. He's already won earlier on the card today. He has My Heart Belongs to Daddy, who's from 9 to 2 in the morning line, the 2 to 1 favorite now.
Yeah, he's already won a couple on the day, and both of them have been on the turf. My ticket's gonna be a little bit upside down because I thought this race was so difficult. 1, 3, 5, 10, 11, 12, and yeah, the guy downstairs horse is gonna win race number 8, Tom Amos. I love Serengeti Empress. I love actually that she went in between horses and then went on with it. I get it, it might not have been against much, but a lot of these other fillies in here didn't run against much either. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 8. I thought that was a difficult race in the Lake George. There is no pace in there, so I don't know how that race is gonna really play out. And then 3, 8, and 11. I'm gonna throw in Rockin' Joe as my long shot. Horse got gelded for the first time last time and almost took a field of gate to wire. And the 8 and 11 are gonna be your first and second choice in the last.
All right, that is Paul LaDuca's pick 4 ticket, 349,000 plus and growing in that pool. It's a difficult first leg to get through this sequence though. Andy, Tom, help us out.
It's an interesting race, and I feel like there's quite a few contenders. Post positions are important because the 12 obviously drew badly in this race, Tom, whereas the Chad Brown runners, My Heart Belongs to Daddy and Sweet August Lay, drew well on the inside. Would you agree, though, the 10, Pause for the Cause, is going to try to wire the field?
Yeah, here, look, and that's a horse that had a subtle bad trip last time, pause for the cause. Can improve off that effort, but there is a lot of speed in here. Fortunately, she's on the outside, and that helps a little bit. The 3, the 4, the 5, they're all pace setters as well. I think you can see a hot pace up front. Look for something to close.
Yeah, you know, I'm not as convinced. I think she's going to be in front. Now, I have some question whether or not she's good enough to beat these going a mile and a 16. And when you're talking about the trip, she had to bull her way out. There was actually a steward's inquiry against her, and I thought they rightfully left her up for second. I also think that the 2-horse in this race, Sweet August Lady, will improve stretching out. You've got a pick 4 ticket, and the good news is you singled your horse the next race.
I did. I'm like Paul. I think there's a lot of race to spread out here. Serengeti Empress, okay, we don't know what she faced, but she was impressive when she did it, and I can tell everyone that she trained like a very good horse leading into that race. So look for her to run well today. I do spread it out in the 7th race. A lot of speed here. You're getting value with the 12 horse of Billy Mott's at 9-2. I know he's got to get the trip from out there, but that's value, and I'll take that chance.
He's very good off a maiden win, especially second off a layoff. I wish Giant Singer drew a better post, or I would have picked her in there. And Sweet August Lady we talked about, and we would have used similar horses here. I don't like the 3 Cumbria, not that she can't win. Sweet August Lady, I've never really liked her that much as a horse, but she ran okay, and she can improve stretching out.
If she can improve stretching out, look, she ran well in her last behind what I thought was a slow pace.
I agree.
You know, and she did check a little bit down the stretch in that race, had to wait a little bit. So there's some improvement to be had there. But when you're looking at Chad Brown, you're talking about horses that are not going to give you the value you might find elsewhere. He gets bet on, and he gets bet on hard here.
Absolutely. That's the case with Chad Brown's horses. You have to look to try to beat them sometimes, even if you think they're the ones to beat, because we're looking for value, right, Greg?
We are always looking for value, absolutely. We're also looking for who stands out in the paddock, maybe some telltale signs of who's going to run big today. So let's go to our paddock expert. That is Maggie Wolfendale. This report brought to you by Hillendale Farm, now standing Curlin for $150,000. Maggie?
Thanks, Greg. And one that did stand out, as you were saying, is number 12 in here, Giant Zinger. She's second off of a layoff, and she's really kind of grown into a big, impressive filly now that she is second off the bench and now second start as a 3-year-old, like what I'm seeing from her for this Bill Mott trainee, and maybe she'll get the right kind of setup. Now, Cumbria was interesting if, you know, this maybe she was the lone speed, especially drawn to the inside, but she has a lot. I would agree with Tom that there seems to be some speed here, and it is often dangerous on this inner turf course, but I do like the fact she gets a little less ground to cover overall. She looks fine here, but I'm not enthralled with her either, as she will be a somewhat short price. A big price in here that really caught my eye is number 8, that is Geranium. Yeah, she is coming off the back of a maiden claiming win, but she doesn't look like a maiden claimer here in the paddock. She matches up very nicely with the rest of these from the physical perspective here, Greg.
Maggie, thank you very much. 400,000 and growing in the late pick 4 pool. We'll have more, including the post parade. When we come back from race 7 to kick it all off here, you're watching Saratoga Live on Fox Sports 2 and other regional networks across the country. The late pick 4 is next.
Eclipse champion Blaine notched over $4.3 million in earnings, including this historic victory over Zenyatta. Now he's making a name for himself as an internationally successful stallion. Recent top runners include multiple graded stakes winner Fault and French Classic winner Senga. In the ring, his yearlings have sold up to $350,000. Among the top sires of his crop by lifetime graded stakes horses, his 2018 stud fee offers outstanding value. Blaine, standing at Claiborne Farm. His record-breaking accomplishments on the racetrack paved his way here to the Stall of Legends. Now retired to stud, we welcome the dawning of a new era as this esteemed champion hopes to stake his claim to immortality. His blazing speed and striking good looks have been passed down to his remarkable first foals. Foals that will carry the flag of their famous father and one day hope to break records of their own. Medication-free and undefeated in sprint competition. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Visit Rivers Casino and Resort, upstate New York's ultimate entertainment.
I think just special, you know, everybody wants to be here, and it's a great and
Back on Saratoga Live here on Fox Sports 2 and other regional networks across the country. Greg Wolf, Paula Duca, Andy Serling, Tom Amos, Gabby Gaudette, Maggie Wolfendale. I got everybody's names in as we get set for our post-parade for the start of the late pick four. And here is 2016 Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Sale grad. My heart belongs to Daddy the favorite.
This filly by Scat Daddy won first time out and then put to the bench after a fourth place finish. Now comes back fresh.
Second off the bench for Sweet August Lady, a 2015 Fasig-Tipton New York bred yearling sale grad.
Her 4-year-old debut is encouraging. She would have to improve on her form of last year, though.
Jimmy Jerkins trains Cumbria. Could be part of the pace here with Manny Franco aboard.
Well, each race, her races have gotten a little bit longer. Now they're going to cut back in distance, and she does have tactical speed.
Long shot for Nick Zito, Havana Affair, 2014 and 2015 Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Fall Sale graduate.
With Kendra Carmouche, she could be forwardly placed.
Way Smart, trained by James Bond. Rajiv Mirage will ride.
You know, 5 races, this filly by Tisway has not run a bad one. 4th last time at 7 furlongs. Now she's got to stretch out to the mile and a 16th.
Big long shot at 35-1 here. Unbridled Adventure for Bruce Levine.
She's not impossible to get a very small piece, but she might be a little slower than these.
Dancing with Painter overcame trouble to break her maiden at Laurel 2016 Fasig-Tipton New York bred yearling graduate sale.
Yeah, and like you said, this great filly by Painter, she got the job done last time. They changed her running style. She used to be on the front end. Now she comes from behind.
Geranium, trained by Tom Bush, and Jose Lezcano rides.
Don't want to knock a long shot that Maggie liked in the paddock, but she really needs to improve.
And 65-1 here. Peaches and Spice, Hector Diaz Jr. Rider change Luis Reyes aboard.
Yeah, the only good race on this horse's form, or her form, was a 35 non-3 4-back at 44-1. Big long shot.
More pace here. Pause for the cause for Kieran McLaughlin. Dylan Davis aboard.
She's going to have to be the speed. Dylan has one job here. Go to the front and try to wire the field.
25-1 shot. Cartwheel, trained by Mark Hennig. Joe Bravo rides.
Yeah, Bravo going to look for another one on the turf. You know, since they put this filly on, blinkers on, she's gotten a tiny bit better, and she's going to try turf for the first time. Maybe a flyer at 26-1.
And Giant Zinger for Bill Mott on the outside. Junior Alvarado rides a 2016 Fasig-Tipton Sale graduate.
She would need to improve off her maiden win to win this, but Bill Mott's very good at improving in these circumstances. The post position did her no favors.
Pick four. It starts here, 483,000 and growing in that pool. We're going to head downstairs to the paddock with Gabby Gaudette.
Thank you, Greg. Here with Charlie Lynch, who's actually the son of Cal Lynch, who does send out the number 7, Dancing with Painter. And, of course, congrats, Cal, coming up next in the Schuylerville. But you're a big part of the operation, Charlie. Just talk a little bit about this particular filly and what the turnaround was last time out.
Last time she broke well. The first time out she needed the race coming off of the layoff, so we gave her the race the first time. Then we came back and she was much more prepared last time for that race, and she showed and she won that race. And she's New York bred, so we brought her up here to take on the New York breds.
Makes a lot of sense. Good spotting on your guys' part. But talk a little bit about Congrats Gal. You shipped up with the horse. You've been getting on her the last couple of days. Crazy speed out of the gate. What has been your overall impression of her?
She's a very fast filly, and we really like her, and she's been training well, so we decided to bring her up here. She's been working very fast and doing it effortlessly, so why not take on the bigger horses and see what she actually can do.
What was the idea behind bringing up J.D. Acosta today?
Well, the owner likes J.D. J.D. rides a lot of horses for us. He won my dad's first graded stake, so J.D.'s been part of our operation for a long time, so we decided to bring our own guy and have a fair share, and he's been getting on the 2 horses, so he's been doing everything we've asked him and give him the opportunity to come up here and ride in the bigger days.
All right, well, best of luck with both of them.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Wish I could have seen Cal, but good to see you too.
You too.
All right, back to you, Greg.
Gabby, thank you. Yeah, congrats, Gal, and the Grade 3 Schuylerville for these connections still to come. She was like a rocket ship breaking out of the gate in that debut win at Laurel.
Yeah, she's going to be the horse to catch. And great interview there by Gabby. Yeah, Cal Lynch, one of the most underrated trainers. He can flat out train, and that horse is working fast. So that 2-year-old filly a little bit later on. Watch her out of the gate early.
As for their long shot here, 29-1 on Dancing with Painter for Cal Lynch and J.D. Acosta. But the favorite remains My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Chad Brown already on the board with a win earlier this afternoon. This horse will be making career start number 3 after winning first time out.
Well, these are 3-year-olds, 4-year-old fillies, and they can change overnight here. Now, this horse won first time out on April 15th. Then she ran May 28th in her next condition. Nothing really happened. And she has not raced since. She's been steadily training here on the Saratoga training track. It's Chad Brown. He wins these races. Sweet August Lady, you know, when a horse is for Chad 7 times, you want to see the horse progress a little bit more, and I haven't seen that. So I think the 2 could be a play against, and I think the public's thinking that Chad's better half is the 1 than the 2 here.
And Andy, I guess in a race this wide open, why not go with Chad Brown, right?
Is a bit of a short price near, and she'll probably be 3-1 by post. But the reality is that she ran fine to win her debut. She had a pretty good trip, but she ran fine. She got it done going long first time out, and the horse who was 3rd came back to win. Last time out, she was in an uncomfortable spot, Tom. I thought she was always between horses, forced wide in the turn, a race dominated by inside runners, and I think with the draw today, she is very much the one to beat.
Yeah, she has all the looks of a horse that Chad ran at the end of May, watched the race, the wide trip, and said, you know what, I'm going to save this one for opening weekend Saratoga. They know what the races are going to be for the New York breds in advance, and I think he had this race in mind. But 5-2 is not a price that I can accept.
No, I agree. I leaned heavily on this one in the pick 4, and I did use the 2 Sweet August Lady because I think she can improve off her last, and we talked about it a little bit. She's going to have to improve, but her last race is encouraging enough behind what was a very moderate pace.
Moderate pace. I call it a slow pace, and literally had a little trouble down the lane that prevented her from running her absolute best that day. So look for some improvement from the 2 horse.
I know Maggie's encouraged or has something to say. I shouldn't say. Maybe not. Maggie, what do you think about the 2 Sweet August Lady?
I like her here, guys. Sweet August Lady, she's second off the bench. I thought she had a case of the too fresh syndrome coming off of that layoff, and today she gets back out to a distance where she's been successful in the past. She's a lot more settled overall, and I think she looks ultra fit in here. I like what I'm seeing from Sweet August Lady. She's going to be my pick in here, guys. And as far as everybody else, is a very well-behaved group out here on the track. Maybe my pony's probably the worst behaved out here. He is an ex-racehorse, so I got to kind of keep him quiet here, Greg.
Bad Jaeger, bad. Great job, Maggie. Yeah, Sweet August Lady, the 2 filly that you see our analyst selections right there, and Maggie going with the 2. Yeah, she was impeded a little bit too. It was subtle, but way smart. The 5 kind of forced her to shift out just a little bit in that race. So I thought maybe it looked even a little bit better than it was off the bench.
Listen, if you're going to use way smart the 5, you have to use the 2. The 2 has beaten each other or beat her basically twice, if you really think about it. So at 5-1, I thought Cumbria, the 3 lightly laced filly for Jimmy Jerkins, really could fit this course. This is a tighter turns here, gets a good draw, and I think also could be in a good spot with tactical speed.
So 5-2, guys. Andy, Tom, my heart belongs to Daddy, and today could be the day, start number 3. But again, that's a very short price.
Yeah, Tom's interested in the 12 Giant Zinger. I picked second in this race, think as a player. Can she improve and overcome the post, Tom?
Yeah, I like a form where, okay, she won by a nose. We get that. But look closer. The first, second place horse were almost 6 lengths ahead of the 3rd place horse. So sign is a very good race. Look, it's a handicapper's dilemma, right? You're in the 12 hole. What price are you willing to accept? I wrote down 5-1 on my paper, and now she's 4-1. What do you do with her? She gets the right trip. She's going to beat this group.
And something that may help her is a deep closer. Both Cartwheel inside of her and certainly the 10 Paws for the Cause could have speed in here, so it might make it a little bit easier for her to get over and save some ground, guys.
Oh, the concern with that outside post here in the inner turf at a mile and 16th, that turn comes up very quick. You can lose a lot of ground early from those outside posts.
Yeah, you forget when you're at Belmont, you really don't worry about it because of the sweeping turns here. You have to worry about it. You have to get position. So Junior Alvarado and Joe Bravo from the 11 and the 12 posts. I'm with Tom. Giant Zinger's got races to win this if she can get in good position.
Meanwhile, the 10 fillies, she could be making her own trip here in her own luck. She's probably going to be the 1 in front with young Dylan Davis in the irons in those green and white silks. But as my heart belongs to Daddy, the 1 who was the 5-2 favorite for Eclipse Award-winning trainer Chad Brown. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of horse racing's Triple Crown for the call to start us off in this pick 4 on opening day from Saratoga. Here's Larry Colmus.
And the last 3 runners are moving into the starting gate here is Unbridled Adventure. Takes her spot in line in stall 6. Here comes Cartwheel. Joe Bravo aboard, won the last race on the card here. And the last one will be Giant Zinger. Up to the outside stall, and they're all in line, ready for the start. They're off. And it is Cumbria who comes out quickly to take the early lead, with Havana Fair showing speed too. To their outside, Pause for the Cause. Way Smart is next. Cartwheel goes up on the outside. Geranium goes with her within 3 lengths of the lead, and then Sweet August Lady, followed by a 3-wide Giant Zinger, and Dancing with Painter between those two as they make their way into the turn. Break of another 3 back to My Heart Belongs to Daddy, who saves all the ground. Unbridled Adventure and Peaches and Spice at the back. 23.77 the opening quarter mile onto the backstretch. And it is Havana Fair and Pause for the Cause. Locked in an early battle here. Onto the backstretch, 2 lengths clear of Cumbria, running in third inside of Way Smart. Geranium follows in fifth, 5 from the front. Then Sweet August Lady, Cartwheel to the outside. Giant Zinger is in behind them as they complete a 47.89 half mile. And then it's Dancing with Painter, Unbridled Adventure to the inside. On hold is My Heart Belongs to Daddy, who's about 10 lengths behind, moving for the turn. Peaches and Spice is the last of them all. It is Havana Fair and Kendra Carmouche, a narrow lead to Pause for the Cause. Making their way around the far turn, 2.5 lengths ahead of Way Smart, running in third. Cartwheel under a ride from fourth. Cumbria follows in fifth. After that comes Sweet August Lady to the inside, and now swinging up on the far outside, My Heart Belongs to Daddy, with a lot of ground to make up. Into the stretch now, and it's Pause for the Cause who takes the lead. Way Smart on the outside, and here come both Giant Zinger and My Heart Belongs to Daddy, and they're closing fast down the center. Here comes Giant Zinger and My Heart Belongs to Daddy. It's down to these two. Here's the wire, and it is very close. I believe Giant Zinger. My Heart Belongs to Daddy right there on the wire, and then it was Way Smart and Unbridled Adventure in 141.73.
Very tight at the finish. It looks like Giant Zinger by the narrowest of margins for Belmont.
Good job by Junior Alvarado. Keep this filly by Giants Causeway together. She switched to her wrong lead soon as she hit the lead at the top of the lane, and then the one started bearing down on her. My Heart Belongs to Daddy and Jose Ortiz, but you can see right there she swapped back to her wrong lead, but good job by Junior to keep her together here at 4-1, and a good job by our colleague Tom Amos, basically pointing you to this horse right before they win the gate.
Giant Zinger was best in here. She was 3 wide in the first turn. The one horse, My Heart Belongs to Daddy, was saving ground. I thought Jose Ortiz rode with absolutely no sense of urgency whatsoever. My Heart Belongs to Daddy, but she's supposed to get up and win the race, Tom.
Yeah, look, I mean, nothing about the beginning of this race looked good for the 12-horse Giant Zinger, which tells you how much better she was in this group. Wide on both turns, wide down the backside, didn't get the greatest pace set up front, had to end up coming from well off the pace. This is a big race by the 12.
No, this race fell apart late, but the winner was absolutely the best horse in here, Giant Zinger, at least from our standpoint.
So Giant Zinger gets the job done since coming back off the bench as a 3-year-old filly for Hall of Fame trainer Bill Mott. Back-to-back victories. This one, wow, the favorite was coming, just able to get to that wire. First, for more, let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
Here with Junior Alvarado, undefeated here with Giant Zinger. She's 2 for 2 this year. Junior, I could tell on the backside, you had the most horse.
Yeah, you know, like, I knew, you know, she was coming to the race in a good shape, you know. I was just, you know, trying to figure out how could I get, you know, a decent trip from the 12 poles, you know. And, you know, I think, you know, I kind of did my job, you know, I did everything I could to save ground the first turn and the second turn. And, you know, when we turned from home, you know, she was for me there everything I asked her to run.
And this is such a great relationship that you have with trainer Bill Mott. Have you been working this filly? And talk about how special it is when you have that close relationship with the conditioner.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't worked her, you know, but, you know, I've been working a lot of horses for him, you know, the whole year around. And like I said, you know, it means a lot to me that he's always been very supportive. You know, I have a lot of injuries through my career, and every time, you know, I get back, you know, he's always supporting me and putting me in live horses, you know, for me to, you know, get my confidence back. And, you know, that's always something that I will appreciate my whole life.
Junior, and it looks as though you are getting off to the right foot here in this Saratoga meeting. Certainly helps to be partnered with Bill Mott. Congratulations.
Thanks, Maggie.
All right, all smiles down here on the track, Greg.
Well, that has been a very profitable partnership. Junior Alvarado, and there's the Hall of Famer. Bill Mott, one of the greats of all time in this sport, and just able to hold off the favorite late here. Giant Zinger off to a tremendous start here in her 3-year-old season.
Yeah, and I think Tom Amos made a good point downstairs. You have to be so much the best, and there you see the photo for the win. The nose, just enough.
Truly a nose.
Yeah, truly a nose. But we ran a stat last year, and it's way under 5% from that far outside. So to win from the 12 hole, pretty tough to do. So congratulations to everybody involved.
Makes it even more impressive. Absolutely winning from that post position. Chad Brown closing out the Belmont Park meet. Over his last 50 starters, he had 7 wins. That's cold for him. And 16 seconds.
Really?
Has another second place finish here by a nose.
A little unlucky, huh?
$10.40 for the win on the Daughter of Giants Causeway out of the Chester House Mare Hostess, owned by Team Penny Racing. And again, it's Junior Alvarado and the Hall of Famer Bill Mott. My Heart Belongs to Daddy and Way Smart for the James Bond Barn, completing the trifecta.
Yeah, and if you were able to connect before you joined us on air, Joe Bravo was able to get the 3-horse home in race number 6. Hayfield at a little bit of a price, so you get a giant double to start your NYRA late bet pick 5.
We're going to take a break in the action. When we return on Saratoga Live, our co-feature, the Grade 3 Schuylerville for 2-year-old fillies, Catherine the Great. She is yet to run on a fast main track. 2 sloppy track efforts at Gulfstream last time out. She won by more than 10 lengths. Can she equal that on the fast going? We'll find out next.
Success starts at Saratoga. The Saratoga Selected Yearling Sale has established a reputation for high quality and high performance. Recent graduates include Grade 1 winners Avenge, Bolt d'Oro, and Moonshine Memories, and 2017 Breeders' Cup champions Battle of Midway, Stormy Liberal, and Rushing Full. The nation's #1 sale by percentage of Grade 1 winners, the Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Sale, August 6th and 7th.
We found Breeders' Cup champion Rushing Full at Saratoga. Where will you be?
Welcome back to Saratoga Live, and standing here with winning trainer Bill Mott, Giant here with an impressive victory today. And Bill, how concerned were you going into the race today, given that wide post position?
Well, you don't ever dream for the 12 post. I don't think going in a 2-turn turf race, but you know, we tried to make the best out of it. We asked Junior just try to save a little ground somewhere during the course of the race. You can't be wide on 2 turns and win these kind of races. But, you know, he did get over a little bit on the first turn, and, you know, it looked like he eventually got to the 2 path by the time he was coming out of the turn. And, you know, she got up in time.
Looks like she's kind of turned things around this season, huh?
Well, she has. She's a big leggy filly that was very gangly, and you know, I think having the time off over the winter, she's just matured a little bit, and now she's ready to be a racehorse.
Well, everybody, including myself, wants to get some news on a late. How'd she come out of the Delaware Handicap, and still pointing towards a personal ensign?
She's doing good. She's been back on the track a couple days, and, you know, looks like she's moving well, and she's, you know, back in her feed tub. She lost a little weight. She, you know, I'd said beforehand she was you know, she's a pretty big girl, but she'd lost a few pounds, but she'll have 5 weeks to put that back on, so.
All right, well, excellent news, and congrats on this one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Greg, Giant Zinger by a Zop.
That's right. Yeah, and a great start to her 3-year-old season, Gabby. A late, of course, last year's Alabama winner. We saw her just win the Del Cap off the bench at 1.25 miles on this show just the other week, pointing to the personal ensign.
Yeah, she looked tremendous, and Bill's on a little bit of a roll, and you can tell he's got that smile on his face, and a beautiful day out here in Saratoga Springs. As you look at, yes, the Schuylerville, the 100th running of the Schuylerville, just shows you all the prestige behind this race.
Well, 2-year-old fillies we will see next, as you briefly saw that field there for the Grade 3 Schuylerville. Our colleague Tom Amos, of course, with Serengeti Empress. You like that filly in this spot, yeah. But Todd Pletcher has owned this race. He has the 2. Nana Madeline, she won across, I guess, town, you should say, at Monmouth Park. Looked impressive, winning in her debut, beat a Jason Service filly in that spot, and he's been hard to beat lately.
He's been very hard to beat. And listen, this filly by Candy Ride was very good. She took a little time. She broke a little flat-footed, but when she was able to basically lengthen her stride, she was able just to get on with it. She's getting bet right now at 3-2. These are the same silks that we saw with Always Dreaming, who won the Kentucky Derby a couple years ago. So good connections behind. I'm surprised that Tom's horse is 9-1.
Whenever you talk Saratoga, of course, such an important part of this meet, unveiling of 2-year-olds. We're going to see fillies coming up in the Schuylerville. But earlier on in race 5, before we came on air, some 2-year-old fillies in action as well. There was a highly touted Todd Pletcher filly. She broke horribly. Blahnik in here instead. Steve Asmussen and Lyrical Lady, a daughter of More Than Ready, getting the win.
Yeah, she started her career at Keeneland working. $625,000 purchase here for Phoenix Thoroughbreds, and boy, they got to be excited with this. She lowered her head, and she just went on with it. The 4 in here, Win In You're In Gin from Mark Casse, was green down the stretch. Maybe that's the filly you look for next time out, but no doubt who was the best here. Like you said, this filly by More Than Ready's got a future.
Phoenix Thoroughbreds, they of course will have Lady Apple coming up in the Grade 3 Schuylerville. They already have a win on today's card with an impressive first-time starter, a win for $625,000 at the OBS sale back in March. We're going to take a break in the action. Our co-feature is coming up. 2-year-old fillies. Todd Pletcher trying to win a 7th Schuylerville when we come back.
Grade 1 winner Data Link by world-renowned sire Warthrop. Data Link scored in the prestigious Grade 1 Makers 46 mile at Keeneland, then set a new course record in the Grade 2 Monmouth Stakes. His runners include stakes winner Saratoga, along with a growing list of talented young runners. At public auction, his yearlings have sold up to $200,000. Data Link, standing at Claiborne Park.
Make NyraBets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With NyraBets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NyraBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NyraBets.com.
Went as good as we could have hoped, and the condition in which she came out of it.
This opening weekend could set the stage for two top This opening weekend could set the stage for two top trainers that will vie for the meet title once again, Todd Pletcher and Chad Brown. Pletcher kicks off the weekend with his 2-year-olds in the Sanford. First up, Lexingtonian.
Lexingtonian's been training really well since his debut. I was, we were hoping for a good effort. He'd trained very well, and leading up to his first start, when he drew the 1 hole, that can always be a little bit daunting for a first-time starter, but he seemed to handle it really well. He stayed inside and took a little dirt and got a little bit of an education and was still able to win. So pleased with the effort and pleased with the way he's trained since.
And Sombeye will break from the rail.
Fortunately drew the rail. I think he's a horse that hopefully gets away to a cleaner start than he did last time when he stumbled leaving there. But, I don't think he's got as much early speed as some of the other horses. I think he'll benefit from a hot pace. So hopefully Javier can work out a good trip from the rail and, be doing his best running late.
And then there's Chad Brown with his arsenal of turf runners, 3 of which will run in the Grade 1 Diana.
They're all doing well. All 3 horses seem to be in really good form, and they all have a good shot. Just the meet in general, we have a lot of good horses to run. Excited about it every year, and hopefully have some good racing luck and some good weather.
Well, this Sunday, we'll get to witness one of the most anticipated matchups of the season in the Coaching Club American Oaks, as Midnight Bassoux seeks to challenge the throne that Monomoy Girl sits atop in the 3-year-old filly division. Brad Cox is confident in his filly's chances this weekend, as she is undefeated this year and already proven at the distance.
Mile and an 1/8. She did it in the Oaks. She's proven at the distance. So I think with a good trip, she'll definitely be competitive. And with a good trip, I think she could get the job done. And she's handled the main track very, very well. Real pleased with how she's moving. So I think she's set for a big effort on Sunday.
Whereas Steve Asmussen from the Midnight Bassoux camp is hoping to build on the momentum from the Mother Goose.
She ran a really nice race in the Mother Goose. Filly came into the barn in great physical shape, and she's continued to do well. Well, I thought that the Mother Goose went as good as we could have hoped, and the condition in which she came out of it.
We have so many big-time races coming up. Opening weekend here at Saratoga. It is going to be a lot of fun, of course, on Saturday. Co-features in the Grade 3 Sanford for 2-year-old colts, and the Grade 1 Diana, and then that monster heavyweight showdown between Monomoy Girl and Midnight Bassoux on Sunday. We look forward to that. As for the Diana tomorrow, there were 15 entries for this race. 7 came from Chad Brown's barn. He's going to run 3 of them, including Sister Charlie, who just had a nightmare trip in that New York Stakes.
Well, she did. She was 28 lengths behind as they went a blazing fast 110 and change, and she was able to make up a ton of ground, but her stablemate, 4-Star Crook, got the jump on her that day.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to deal with 4-Star Crook, but he does have to deal with another Michael Dubb runner in a Raving Beauty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to argue a little bit. I don't think she had a nightmare trip. I think that she allowed 4-Star Crook to get the jump on her.
Well, she broke horribly, Andy, and she got steadied along the rail.
I just don't agree. We can argue about it further. We can talk about it tomorrow as well. I do not believe she had a horrible trip. You know, people are going to look at trips differently, for sure. I think that she just got herself into a little bit of a package in the backstretch, and maybe 4-Star Crook, who's pretty good, just kind of got the jump on her. Her race, 2 back at Keeneland, Sister Charlie, going to make her very hard to beat.
Her trainer, Chad Brown, feels she got a nightmare trip. She did break terribly. She spotted the field a ton of ground, and she didn't
break terribly. I don't agree. So, and we can look at it again, and we can argue about it the entire
That's
show.
your opinion, Andy.
I'm happy
You've
to do
stated it clearly. Her trainer believes she did, Paul. As we take a look at trainer Tom Amos, who's hoping for clean going here in the Schuylerville.
Yeah, and listen, when you're saddling these 2-year-olds, you want to make sure they're away from everything and keeping their mind on their business, and I'm sure that's what Tom is doing right now, as you see him taking a look at his 2-year-old filly.
He's got his game face on.
Yeah, I'm sure that heart is racing just like he always is. He's a competitor.
So 8-1 right now in Serengeti Empress, who was so impressive. First time out, winning by 5.5 lengths. That was the debut at Indiana Grand. Javier Castellano will be aboard this afternoon. Let's check in with Tom now. Tom, how things going at this point?
All good so far, Greg. You know, she hit watching the other horses too, because this is a time for unstarted or horses that have started one time. They haven't seen crowds like this. So I'm seeing if there's any advantage to the fact that my horse is very quiet and good, and maybe some of the other contenders are, you know, maybe a little bit strong or wound up a little bit, but I don't see that would.
I'll try and get that mic situation sorted out a little tough to hear Tom right there, as we get a good look here at this daughter of Alternation. And look, we work with Tom. He usually is kind of tight-lipped about it when his horses are running.
Yeah, true.
We'll see, but feels this one has a lot of potential, obviously, to bring this filly here.
Yeah, you're right. And listen, the part that he's focusing on the other horses means that his horse is doing just fine. He's not worried. She's handling everything okay. She's grown up a little bit. Now, this is a horse by a fairly new young sire that a lot of people don't really know. So, you know, in Alternation, and you know, when Tom told me about the horse, he said, listen, I bought the horse strictly on looks, and boy, is she a looker, and she ran so darn good first time out that I wouldn't be surprised if she runs great again today.
That 2 filly, though, that is Nana Madeline for Todd Pletcher. He's trying to break a record. He's tied with D. Wayne Lucas, his former boss. 6 victories in the Grade 3 Schuylerville. Can this be number 7 today? Time for a Paddock Report with Maggie Wolfendale. It's brought to you by Hillendale Farm, standing Bayern for $15,000.
Thanks, Greg. And horses are just about set and ready here in the paddock, as we'll actually check in with 2 of the 3 Mark Casse horses, beginning with the gray one on the rail. That is number 1, Catherine the Great, whom both starts came over a sloppy track down at Gulfstream Park. Now, the thing you look at as well, is she a horse that is physically made up to be that off-track type? And she's not whatsoever. You know, they're usually more of the slighter framed, and she's a big, solid filly. Physically, she's one of the more impressive, if not the most impressive ones in here. Now, as far as mental aspects go, she's a little bit on edge, a little wound up by the energy here at Saratoga, the most of anybody in here thus far. And as a group, they are very well behaved for just young fillies. As we'll take a look at Mark's other horse in number 6, Tapping Pearl. She'll likely be the longest price of them all here, as she's currently 12-1. But she won on the front end last time, and I'm wondering if that was just by happenstance, that she broke well, cleanly, because her ears were going back and forth while she was on the front end, just kind of unsure of what she was doing. And then when a horse came to her, she put her ears back and really dug in. But to me, she strikes me as a horse that would be more than happy to rate. She's bigger, she's longer, she probably wants more ground going forward after this is her second try going 6 furlongs, but really relaxed as well. And I like that about her, as she will try to lead the charge for the Mark Casse barn. And I have to say that Tom Amos Amis's horse in here, number 7, Serengeti Empress, definitely looks apart. Tom, you can slip me that 20 a little later. No, I'm just kidding. But really, truly, she's a good-looking filly. Powerful, as Tom had said, a super coat owner, and very professional here in the paddock. She does get the class test here.
So 9-5 favoritism. Nana Madeline, the daughter of Candy Ride. She was bet down to 1-2 in that debut as we look at Tom Amis and Serengeti Empress. He'll have Javier Castellano aboard, a 4-time Eclipse Award-winning rider until that streak came to an end last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the right guy on his horses. Listen, he's ridden 5 times for Tom. As you see, Tom's giving instructions.
See if we can listen in.
She'd break a lot better because she showed a weakness in the morning. So don't be surprised. She's a little sharper today than she was in that race, but you can do what you want with her. It does not matter. Nothing's too wound up. Like she's a veteran.
Got a little bit of what Tom was trying to convey there in terms of her temperament and what she likes to do in a race. And a leg up there to Castellano.
Yeah, you can see Tom was basically trying to tell Javier, listen, she's pretty handy. You can do whatever you want with her. You know, he loved when he told me earlier that she was able to go in between horses, so she thinks she's got that down. Nothing really bothers her. So I think that's how he's telling Javier, do what you want to do. You're a champion rider. Just get out of the gate and go, you know?
Andy, what'd you think of her debut?
Serengeti Empress, I thought she ran well first time out, and you don't know who she beat, and obviously there's a gigantic jump in class, but I liked her first race. I just worry that coming back just 16 days off that race, we're not going to necessarily see her best. And to come to Saratoga and run against a field like this, she's going to have to beat her best.
Yeah, she is, Andy. I mean, like, the money on the 2, did you see this coming at 9-5? I know it's Pletcher, I get it, but 9-5?
Yeah, well, she's not going to be 9-5 by post time. I mean, she's sort of the co-favorite in multi-race bets with the 1, Catherine the Great, who might even be favored if you look at pick 3s. But listen, they bet Todd Pletcher in these situations, and he delivers.
Now, again, he's won it 6 times. Post Parade brought to you by OCD Pellets. Build stronger bone with their 2-in-1 bone and joint supplement. For more information, go to OCDpellets.com. Here is Catherine the Great for trainer Mark Cassie and Jose Ortiz.
Yeah, for Mr. Oxley. This is the daughter of Uncaptured that they paid $170,000 for this gray.
Nona Madeline. Todd Pletcher has owned this race. John Velasquez rides. This will be the Saratoga debut.
Her win in her debut was more impressive than it looks on paper. She ran for about a 16th of a mile, making a 4-wide burst. She was good. She's going to be tough.
Coming in from Maryland off an impressive maiden score for Cal Lynch. Here's congrats, Cal. J.D. Acosta aboard.
Yeah, and working bullets, too, as well. And, you know, at 11-1, this might be the filly to catch.
Mark Cassie with a pair of fillies in the race. His son, Norm Cassie, sending out the 4, Fightress, 14-1, Julian Leperoux aboard.
Not sure. This might be the first horse Norm has ever saddled by himself for a stake race. She would have to improve dramatically.
Lonely Road for Christophe Clement. Manny Franco aboard, the daughter of Quality Road.
Yeah, both of her starts, she really didn't get bet, but she figured it out last time, and she blew a field away. And Christophe was was hot at the end of the Belmont meet.
Tapping Pearl, the other Mark Cassie filly. This one, a daughter of Tappet, will have Florent Giroux in the iron. She won her debut at Churchill.
She's probably a horse that wants to go farther, but still got it done her debut at 6 furlongs. She, too, would have to improve.
And here is our colleague Tom Amos's filly, Javier Castellano, Serengeti Empress.
Like I said, out of that sire alternation, they paid $70,000 for this filly, and she won by 5.5 lengths at Indiana Downs in her debut.
Mark Cassie's eye in the sky for Gary Barber has Tyler Gaffalione aboard.
I think she's a very dangerous player, and the 6 weeks off since her last start should really benefit her. She needs to grow up, but she should get some pace to close into.
Lady Apple for Phoenix Thoroughbreds in Steve Asmus and Irad Ortiz Jr. in the irons.
You heard the case for Andy. The 8 and the 9 ran against each other last time. The 9 was really unlucky to lose, and that's why this horse is getting played at 5-1.
And Blame the Frog, 24-1, trained by Ben Colebrook.
Has a lot of experience, took 3 starts, broke her maiden a sloppy sealed track, though, in a tough post with a lot of speed in here.
7 minutes to post in the Grade 3 Schuylerville, our co-feature here on opening day. We're going to check downstairs now with Gabby Gaudet. Good get here. Getting Norm Cassie, who's sending out his first string of runners, going out on his own earlier this year. Gabby?
That's right, Greg. Norm is nice enough to be by my side here as we. It's a very exciting day. Your first stakes starter today and first starter in your name at Saratoga. But you ran your dad's division, Mark Casse, last year. How does it feel to be in the paddock and be against 3 of your dad's horses today?
You know what? It's really not about me versus Dad. It's more about just being proud. Both of my grandfathers were horse trainers. Dad's obviously a horse trainer, and this is my lifelong dream. And here we are at Saratoga, so I'm just proud today.
Now, Robert Masterson, obviously the owner of Tepin, who your dad and yourself campaigned wonderfully. He is part owner of this filly today. How does that feel to have him kind of in your corner for your first stake starter today?
I think probably more than anything, that's the most important thing to me. Robert Masterson's a big contributor to me. He put a lot of confidence in me. And in a lot of ways, Tepin's the reason why I'm here right now. She put the confidence in me as well. So to do this for him, it's something I'm really proud of.
Quick thoughts here, talking about confidence. What gives you the confidence to try Graded Stakes Company with her today?
Just the way she's trained. She trained kind of unremarkably into the maiden race, and then a light bulb turned on, so to speak. And since she ran and won, she's been a different animal. So she's been training really well. Her breezes were good, and so we're confident today.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Exciting day to just be here, Greg.
Gabby's such a professional.
I know, right?
For those that don't know, that's her fiance. They are getting married in September.
Yes,
Give him a hug, Gabby.
Yes, congratulations. And I'll tell you what,
Hopefully.
his filly was impressive first time out. She got left and still won the race.
Absolutely, yeah. Completely
Yeah.
dead last, rushed up, and then one going away, actually. We're going to take a break. We'll be back, the 100th running of the Schuylerville when we come back.
How do New York breds perform? They win in world-class company. From Grade 1 races in Dubai, where New York-sired, New York bred Mind Your Biscuits won the Golden Shaheen for a second time, to Belmont adding to his status as the richest New York bred with a close second in the Met Mile. The Belmont Festival saw 2 more New York breds become millionaires, 4-star Crook in the New York Stakes, and world record-setter Disco Partner with a repeat victory in the Jaipur. New York breds, get with the program.
International Super Sire Warfront. Among his 34 stakes horses in 2017 were Grade 1 winners American Patriot, Avenge, Roly Poly, War Flag, and Europe's champion 2-year-old colt, U.S. Navy Flag. Last year, Warfront was the nation's #1 sire in multiple categories. In the sales ring, his yearlings continue to bring prices well over $1 million. Warfront, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Back on Saratoga Live, opening day at the premier meet in the entire country, and a tremendous weekend of stakes action ahead. Our first Grade 1 of the meet coming up on Saturday, but today 2 co-features, and one of them coming up right now. 2-year-old fillies in the Grade 3 Schuylerville, as we look at one of 3 in the race. We heard from the son. Here's one of Dad's horses, Catherine the Great from Mark Casse.
Yeah, it was your second choice first time out and got beat. And ran a good second place finish. Didn't break the best, and then last time just crushed. The worry about the gray is she's only run on sloppy racetracks. Can she repeat that form on a racetrack that's going to be obviously fast?
I agree with Paul. I mean, that's the question.
5-1 right now, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that's come up a lot recently, especially with some late odd drops. It's probably going to dramatically change at post time, and she's going to be much lower. It's an evening factor based on the multi-race bet. She's the co-favorite with the 2 Nona Madeline. It's hard to believe looking at the odds now, but I think it will be very close. Catherine the Great may be very good. Her last race was legitimately good, but as Paul said, we have no idea if she's just going to run as well on a dry track.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at what Todd Pletcher has done in this race. Again, he is tied with his former boss, D. Wayne Lucas. 6 victories in this race. Most recently, Sweet Loretta back in 2016.
Yeah, 2016, and the Great Shadow 2003. So, yeah, a 6-pack.
5 of those coming with the man he's going to have on board this afternoon, John Velasquez.
Yeah, so they've been a pretty good team, you think? So 50 cents on the dollar. They won first time out at Monmouth Park, and now this filly's going to go for his 7th Schuylerville.
You know, Todd Pletcher's won 6 Schuylervilles, guys. This is my 44th Schuylerville.
Welcome to those watching on Fox Sports 2 and other regional networks across the country. This is opening day of Saratoga Live, the premier race meet in the entire country. Greg Wolf alongside former New York Met, LA Dodger, Paul LaDuca, the rest of our team, Andy Serling, Tom Amos, Gabby Gaudette, and Maggie Wolfendale, who we're going to check in with right now on horseback. Maggie?
Hey, Greg, and want to talk a little bit about warm-ups. 3 horses broke away from the ponies and had some nice warm-ups, including Serengeti Empress, as well as Congrats Gal and Fightress. And probably the one moving the best was Fightress in here. You know, she wasn't that impressive in the paddock. She's a little bit of a smaller type, but boy, does she move like a bigger type of horse. Very agile, very light on her feet, and athletic, and I like that. Now, tale of 2 different warm-ups with number 10 on the outside, Blame the Frog. She got a little hot. She got a little wound up in the paddock. So jockey Louis Sy has kept her with the pony here, and she's gotten hot, but she's kept it under wraps, if you will. So like I said, and I also caught up with Mark Cassie in regards to number 1, Catherine the Great, and he says he thinks she's just a really nice horse that can run on pretty much anything. Guys?
Well, thank you, Maggie. We're going to find out today. Catherine the Great, the 1 horse, 1 of 3 for Mark Cassie, first time running on a fast dirt surface.
Yeah, just a tough read. You got Mark has the 1. He has also the 6 Tapping Pearl, we really haven't talked about, at 11-1, and then Eye in the Sky, the 8 at 8-1. They're all a little lukewarm, at least the 6 and the 8, but the 1 is a little lukewarm as well.
And of course, Andy, quickly here, Eye in the Sky, Lady Apple, they both came out of the Astoria, and Eye in the Sky, she had a real wide trip in that race.
She could win this race at a price. Eye in the Sky is an overlay at 8-1 in this race. She had a much tougher trip than Lady Apple. To me, it makes no sense that she's twice the price.
Let's send it upstairs. 100th running of the Grade 3 Schuylerville. Todd Pletcher with the 2 Nona Madeline, looking for a record-breaking 7th victory in this race. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of New York racing, Larry Colmus, for the call.
Lonely Road and Lady Apple have taken their position in the starting gate, and Blame the Frog will be the last one to load here. Coming up to the outside stall and going in. And they're all in line and ready for a start. They're off in the 100th Schuylerville. Nona Madeline was out last, and Catherine the Great goes right out to the early lead. And then it's Serengeti Empress away running in 2nd position. Congrats Gal is 3rd, Lady Apple 4th on the outside. Nona Madeline, who broke last, is now rushing through and opening on the inside, 2 lengths off the lead, moving for the far turn. Fightress is right in behind her, and then it's Blame the Frog, followed by Eye in the Sky between horses. Lonely Road's at the back of the pack with Tapping Pearl, 21.78. The opening quarter mile rolling along as Catherine the Great, who leads the field into the far turn, a half-length advantage here. Serengeti Empress is 2nd, Lady Apple on the outside is 3rd. Nona Madeline comes under pressure, 4th, 2 lengths off the lead. She's down on the inside as Eye in the Sky comes out there 4 deep, a 44.64 half. They're into the stretch. Catherine the Great, the leader. Nona Madeline's a length and a half behind coming into the final furlong. Serengeti Empress is 3rd, Lady Apple is 4th. Congrats Gal down toward the inside, and Eye in the Sky, but it's Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great's gonna go all the way. Catherine the Great and Jose Ortiz in the 100th Schuylerville. And then it was Nona Madeline, followed by Congrats Gal. Serengeti Empress was 4th in 109.98.
1, 2, 3 in the Grade 3 Schuylerville, and it's Mark Cassie getting the win with Catherine the Great, proving she certainly can handle the fast going.
And she was clearly best in here. I mean, we'll get to the 2 in a second, but she was involved in a very strong pace, and the others on the pace fell apart. Inside or not, she earned it the hard way, running hard the entire way, and I agree, Greg. She passed the fast track test. The 2 Nona Madeline didn't help her chance by getting left here about a length and a half or 2 lengths, but I don't see how she was beating the winner.
Yeah, I'm with you, Andy. I mean, the 2 did have to have a lot to make up. To give her credit a little bit to the 3, congrats, Gal. There was a little bit of mix-up in there in the beginning between the 2 and the 3. I wonder if we can get a look at the head-on, if the 3 got affected, because she actually rolled up the rail and ran a nice little race here to swallow up there. But no doubt about the gray, she likes both kind of surfaces, a little sloppy and a little hard.
Wins by 10+ lengths to break her maiden on the sloppy going at Gulfstream in her second start. And this very impressive over the fast going to win here at Saratoga in career start number 3. Let's send it downstairs to Maggie Wolfendale.
Thanks, guys. Here on the track with Catherine the Great and Jose Ortiz, the man of, well, the last 2 years. Jose, you're looking to get a 3rd riding title in a row?
I'm trying to.
Well, you're getting off to a good start here. And Catherine the Great, she was sharp from the rail, Jose. You were flying up front, but she lasted.
Yeah, I mean, really nice filly. She broke her maiden in a very good fashion, and Mr. Cassie have it ready. Just appreciate the opportunity that he gave me and the owners.
And Jose, any horses that you're looking forward to? Obviously, your big mare, Elate, she came back in winning form a week ago, and the Delcat.
Yeah, really nice filly. We're very excited about her. To run like that off the layoff is really big. Looking forward for Good Magic and Gronkowski too coming back from the layoff. So, I mean, we're working hard every morning to try to win the 3rd title in a row.
I think you're well on your way, Jose. Congrats here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. It looks as though Jose has a couple nice 3-year-olds coming up for Chad Brown as well.
Well, we saw that tweet from Jose earlier, trying to get that 3-peat going. Good way to get things started. Won the last 2 jockey titles here, and he's having a nice opening day here.
Yeah, and his brother beat him up at Belmont, so I think he's taking it a little bit personal that he's going to beat his brother here at Saratoga. But, man, he knows how to ride a racehorse, and he got the job done here.
So Jose Ortiz, Catherine the Great for John Oxley and Mark Cassie. Reigns supreme in the Grade 3 Schuylerville. We'll be back with prices right after this, and still to come, our co-feature on opening day, Chad Brown. He has got a talented duo ready to line up in the Grade 3 Lake George with Altia and Punked. They'll both have to try and beat Daddy is a Legend. That is coming up next when we return on Saratoga Live. Stay with us.
His record-breaking accomplishments on the racetrack paved his way here to the Stall of Legends. Now retired to stud, we welcome the dawning of a new era as this esteemed champion hopes to stake his claim to immortality. His blazing speed and striking good looks have been passed down to his remarkable first foals. Foals that will carry the flag of their famous father and one day hope to break records of their own. Medication-free and undefeated in sprint competition. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Make NyraBets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With NyraBets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NyraBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NyraBets.com.
Bayern turning for home in front. Coast of New York on the outside. California Chrome in 3rd. Shared Belief laboring back there in 5th. 1 furlong to run. Bayern, Coast of New York. California Chrome on the outside. The 3 of them come to the wire. Bayern, Coast of New York. California Chrome. Here's the finish. Bayern holds on.
You're watching Saratoga Live on Fox Sports 2. Good to be with you on opening day at Saratoga. The Grade 3 Schuylerville in the books, and Catherine the Great for trainer Mark Cassie comes up with a win.
Yeah, congratulations to this filly by Uncaptured as the Carson City mare, Classy City Lady, Mr. Oxley, Jose Ortiz, and Mark Cassie. Congratulations. If you're alive in that Naira late pick 5, excuse me, $273, not bad to start that pick 3.
Gabby Gaudette talked to Norm Cassie before the race. After the race, she's with Dad.
That's right, Greg, here with Dad, Mark Cassie. Mark, talk a little bit about Catherine the Great's performance today and just the speed she showed and the fact that she sustained it.
I knew she was fast. I wasn't sure she was that fast. So when they hung up the first quarter, I was a little nervous. But I told Jose, I said, don't let the slop fool you. She can run on anything. It doesn't matter. And this is special because, I trained as her dad as well. So
and Mr. Oxley owned, right?
Yeah. So, yes, Mr. Oxley owned it. So this one's really close to home.
In terms of, her moving forward, I mean, you'd have to think that she's got big things ahead of her. Also, she seems to be a filly that has a little bit of an attitude, right?
She did today. It's a new place, but honestly, those good fillies a lot of times have attitude. So we'll let her keep having her attitude as long as she keeps running fast.
Exactly. Next up, Heavenly Love coming out in the Lake George. Talk a little bit about where you hope to see her in the race, because she hasn't had the easiest of breaks in her last 2 starts.
Well, we're going to try to be a little closer. I thought she was really compromised last time. I think she's at the top of her game. Where that puts her in this field, I'm not exactly sure, but I know Johnny will find out.
All right, well, congrats on this one and good luck in the next.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Greg.
So Mark Cassie with a victory, and he has got a talented young filly right there. Yeah, there were some very fast fractions early in that race.
Yeah, and she's a Florida bred too, so there's a lot of things they can do with her. And you're right, she's a filly with a ton of speed, and speed does kill. But that's pretty cool. Train the sire, now he has the progeny, and there you see the late pick 5 follow along. Pretty tough to be alive, and if you are, you're in line for a nice little payoff.
$180,000 plus in that pool on this opening day of the meets. Weekends, massive single minimum winning ticket payout. You want to get involved, but each and every day that is going on, $150,000 single minimum winning ticket payout, but we're up and above that today. So if you are alive, it's been difficult to this point, but still 2 legs to come. We talked about at the top of the show, Daddy is a legend. She was going to be the horse to beat. She is opened as the now 8-5 favorite here in this race. She doesn't get out of the gate all that well. She does need some pace to run at in here. It doesn't look like there's a lot of pace in the race.
Well, that's the worry when you get into this field and you dig into this Lake George, is that you have the 5 in here for Jorge Abreu that might show a little bit of pace. And you just heard Gabby asking Mark Cassie, what are they going to do with the 8? And they're going to get her involved into the race. So maybe the 5 and the 8 show the speed, but Daddy is the Legend is still your favorite, even though the gate issues. I like the horse. If the horse gets out of the gate, she's the filly to beat.
Time for what's trending, and this is pretty neat. We're going to see this horse tomorrow. This is from the 3rd crop of Bodemeister, and a horse you will not see a face like this maybe ever again. The Colts Unique face set off a social media frenzy that inspired Southern Equine's owner Mike Moreno to partner with Blood Horse in a naming contest. And Mary Beth Woods, Louisiana native, said, as soon as I saw this horse, I thought of Phantom of the Opera.
It's crazy. I mean, look at the face and somewhat the blue eye, right, as well?
Incredible.
It really is incredible. And
Makes his debut tomorrow,
yeah.
5.5 furlongs on the main track. That'll be race 6 right before we come on. We'll, of course, show you what happens in that race tomorrow.
I'm sure he's going to get bet on just of his looks. He's very, very handsome.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting just as a result of everyone knows this horse probably by this point. It's going to take money as a result, right?
I would think so, yeah. I mean, listen, you don't see racehorses that look like that. But, wow, a great name, too. I like the name they came up with.
And has some flashy drills
yes, he does.
in the AM as well. So maybe this horse could be a runner. It's going to be interesting to find out. We're going to take a break in the action. We will return to our other co-feature here on opening day at Saratoga. It is the Grade 3 Lake George. We have it for you coming up when we return. Daddy is a Legend, the one to beat for trainer George Weaver. Daughter is Scat Daddy, trying to get her first victory in 2018 when we come back.
This proven son of Giants Causeway has sired 4 millionaires, including Claiborne Farm stallion Lee. Recent top runners include 4-time graded stakes winner Miss Sky Warrior, 3-time graded stakes winner Sharp Samurai, multiple stakes winner Bal Harbor, and Dubai Group 3 winner Shamal Nibras. Last year, his 2-year-olds sold up to $540,000, while his yearlings fetched up to a whopping $575,000. First Samurai, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Make NyraBets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With NyraBets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NyraBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NyraBets.com.
Ycaza Sape 2004 Breeders' Cup Classic. It was my first Breeders' Cup and my first Breeders' Cup Classic too also. And that time I started stop the lotto, and I think that's a kind of horse that put me in the map. My favorite part be jockey is the routine. I love the sport, I love the horses, I love the fan, I love the daily races. If you're born to be jockey, I love the sport, I like to ride it, I like to races. I hope I can do it forever. The little time I have, I try to spend the time with my family. I try to play with the kids. My 2 girls, they play tennis. I try to go watch tennis. And my little boy, he like to play baseball. And try to play baseball with him. And try to take it to school and pick it up and do activities. And those are little time I try to enjoy with the family. I like to eat healthy. And I like to have a good dinner. And I like to have a good breakfast. I like to have a good lunch. And it's something like vacation with the family, pool, beach, and good dinners.
That's a man after my own heart, a man that likes to eat. He is one of the nicest people you will ever meet and one of the absolute best riders in this business. 4 straight Eclipse Awards as the outstanding jockey in the country. Of course, that streak coming to an end this past year.
Yeah, and you're right. He's so gracious with his time. And I think people forget what's great about Saratoga is the jockeys walk right through the crowd. And there's no other sport in America where you can actually go up and touch these great athletes. I get it. I get there's LeBron James and those kind of guys. You can't compare those kind of athletes to these, but I'm going to tell you, they're just as good a kind of athletes. But you try to tell me if you can go out and touch LeBron James, you can go out and touch a guy like Javier Castellano after he comes out of a race or get his autograph.
One
So
of the
that's
unique,
the coolest part about here, yeah.
Yeah, one of the unique things here, that jockey lane heading back to the jockeys' quarters where they stop and sign autographs after the race on their way to getting changed for the next one. Every day, the Saratoga meet, use the Naira Bets app to place a $1 base trifecta bet on a selected stakes, earn a 10% winner's bonus. Today's race, of course, the Lake George Stakes. So download the Naira Bets app to get your bet in and earn that 10% bonus. Our co-feature coming up. Daddy's a Legend, the 8-5, now 3-2 favorite. Andy, Tom, downstairs to you guys.
Thanks, Greg. Obviously, Chad Brown has a couple of runners in this race. I'm not really particularly thrilled with either one of them. I don't think Punked is good enough. The 7 Altea is a deep closer. And there's a better deep closer in the race, Tom, in the 3 Daddy's a Legend. So if the pace compromises Daddy's a Legend, it's going to compromise Altea as well. But maybe she has more speed with the blinkers on?
You know, look, I think with Daddy's a Legend, the 3-horse, look for her to be a lot closer today. Number one, she breaks better when they took the blinkers off for her last start. I think that was a problem in her other starts in terms of what was happening at the beginning of the race. I think they found something in taking the blinkers off last time. Granted, that was a slow pace that day, but there's no pace in the race. Maybe the 5-horse, good things take time. I think that horse controls everything up front.
I think she could be forwardly placed as well. And Daddy's a Legend got a very aggressive ride 2 back in the Edgewood because they knew they had to beat Rushing Fall, who at that point had won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf race, and she was way the horse to beat. That might have cost her her best chance to win, but I thought it was a very good ride, and it was the right tactics. And if she could be aggressive there, why not be aggressive here? And to me, Tom, I just think Daddy's a Legend is better than these horses, and I don't want to get overly caught up in the pace scenario.
Yeah, well, it's a race that's hard not to, Andy. I mean, really, when you look at it, there's such a lack of speed. It's going to make it very, very difficult for some of these deep closers like the 8 Heavenly Love that's taking some action. A horse that absolutely needs pace here and is not going to get it.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that about that Heavenly Love because the feeling is they're going to try to be more forwardly placed with her. If you look at her earlier in her career, she had more speed. And I know she was bottom at the start last time. It wasn't something that took her out of the race. She was dropping back in that race, and I, too, question how forwardly placed she can be. And if you're trying to beat the favorite in your Daddy's Legend, like you say, good things take time is probably the way to go because she's going to be in front of her.
She is. And for people that really aren't that good at judging pace, all you got to do is watch this field when it leaves the gate. I'll guarantee you it's a very compact group from first to last.
Should be an interesting race. These turf races can be real chess matches, Greg.
How this plays out, there is an absolute lack of pace in this race. Coming up, it's our co-feature here on opening day. The racing world was saddened to learn of the passing of Hall of Fame jockey Manny Ycaza earlier this week. He is widely credited for paving the way for Latin American riders here in North America. Passed away on Monday at the age of 80 years old. The Panama native won over 2,300 races in his career, including the 1964 Belmont Stakes aboard Quadrangle, thwarting the Triple Crown bid of Northern Dancer. Also rode Dr. Fager in Damascus in his day. Known for an aggressive riding style, he was a 4-time leading jockey here at Saratoga and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1977. Recently, Ycaza worked to support the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund and regularly made appearances at Saratoga Racecourse. Earlier today, current Saratoga jockeys held a moment of silence to honor Ycaza in the winner's circle. Again, Manny Ycaza was 80 years old.
Switches back to the outside. Exaggerator down to the 16th pole, but Exaggerator has turned the tables. He has won the Preakness. He has won the Travers over American Flag. Irish War Cry has won the Wood Memorial. Alice. Good Magic's gonna win his first race, and he's gonna do it in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Being here, I think this is my 29th season. Being here, being here. Being here, I think this is my 29th season. Become an old man being here, but actually special place, the fans, the horse racing, obviously best jockeys, best trainers, all the owners are here, so it definitely makes a special place, and the fans, #1 fans.
That is the filly that Hall of Fame rider John Velasquez will be aboard. Coming up in our co-feature, the Grade 3, Lake George hopping aboard for the very first time. She's coming off a third-place finish in the Grade 3 Regret for the man that we just saw won the Grade 3 Schuylerville. That is Mark Cassey. And this is for Debbie Oxley. Time for a Paddock report right now. It's brought to you by Hillendale Farm. Now standing Curlin for $150,000. Let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
Greg, they are set and ready for this Grade 3 Lake George. And we'll start off by talking about the favorite in here. That is Daddy is a Legend. Now, she's extremely well conditioned. She's actually fairly relaxed for a filly who, in the past, I've seen get a little revved up. Now the jockey's about to get up. She's starting to get on her toes a bit. If I had to kind of split hairs with her, this is one of the lighter times I've seen her. I've seen her carry just a little more flesh overall than what she is here today. But that could also mean that she's at her peak fitness level as well. We'll also check in with the horse that will break to her outside in number 5. That is Good Things Take Time. And as far as paddock picks go, she would be mine in here for trainer Jorge Abreu. She just looks fantastic. She's not the biggest filly, but she's ultra athletic. She's got that long, scopy neck. Just everything is balanced and where it should be. She's carrying great flesh here overall. And I spoke to Jorge before, after he got her tacked up, and I said, do you think you'll be towards the lead? And he says, I hope so. That would be my plan for her. So guys, they're trying to go the lead with Good Things Take Time too.
And there is the 5-horse Good Things Take Time. So to the front, the game plan for Jorge Abreu and that man, Jose Ortiz.
Yeah, listen, a muddled pace always sometimes can mean a fast pace. A lot of these horses don't want to go to the front end, but when you look, there really is no pace in there. So it looks like the 5 might land on it by default in here. And might be a good thing, might be a bad thing.
Well, the question is, I guess with her, does she want to go this far? She had the lead in the Florida Oaks at a mile and 16th. Granted, it was off the layoff, but she got run down in that race.
Yeah, she's gotten run down a couple times, and she's got a little bit of second-itis, but she ran some 6-furlong races over in Ireland before she came over. It's going to be very interesting. I think she might want the lead, considering a horse that does have a little bit of second-itis.
You know, I think Greg makes a very good point there about the distance. A mile and 16th could be stretching it. Now, obviously, if she's somehow controlled in a slow pace. But, Tom, sometimes when everybody's talking about how slow the pace is going to be, the pace ends up heating up.
And sometimes, even when the pace is slow, in a class race like this one, it doesn't matter. Class comes to the top, and the race runs to form.
I agree. That's why I like Daddy's a Legend. Chalk-eating weasel that I am.
You get no rebuke from me on that one.
A lot of people like Daddy is a Legend right here in this race, and she's run a lot of big races. She's yet to win, but she's been facing some of the best turf fillies in the country, and this is certainly an easier field she's getting here today.
Well, it is, and, you know, she's been close. They've been tinkering with her with blinkers, Lasix. That's my little worry, though.
Here comes our post-parade. Brought to you by OCD Pellets. Build stronger bone with their 2-in-1 bone and joint supplement. For more information, go to OCDpellets.com. We start with Punked, one of the pair for Chad Brown. Javier Castellano rides.
Winner 2 back and almost another winner, but she almost won the Wild Applause last time. She should sit a good trip.
Going out at 20-1 for Michael Matz, a tap-in filly with Luis Saez.
Anybody looking for a long shot? This horse showed big improvement with blinkers and Lasix last time. Has a chance to hit the board.
And she beat older horses in that start as well. Daddy is a legend. Here's the 8-5 favorite for trainer George Weaver.
Your favorite right now at 8-5, your favorite in all the multis, and I think a lot of people might have singled this horse in their late pick 4s.
Good things take time. Should be on the front end, as we heard from Maggie. Jorge Abreu, the trainer.
So you're looking at a horse here, the 5 horse. You're moving on to the 6. That's
Here's Andina Del Sur for Tom Albertrani. Julian Leperoux aboard.
yeah, hurt by a slow pace in her last start. She's going to need something up front today, but she's better than that last race.
Altia. Blinkers going on today, as Andy mentioned, for Chad Brown, who Irad Ortiz Jr. rides.
And what happens with this 3-year-old filly? Does she take to the blinkers or not? She was just behind the 6, Andino Del Sur, 3 back.
And Heavenly Love on the outside. Mark Casse trying to sweep the co-features today.
Another one that's going to need some early pace to flatter her late run. Unfortunately, this scenario doesn't suggest that's going to happen.
So we shall see. Can Mark Casse do it again with another Oxley? This one for Debbie Oxley. Heavenly Love, 6-1 on the board. E5 Racing Thoroughbreds, they've had some good ones in a very short time in this game. New Money Honey, we'll see tomorrow. 2-year-old Champ Good Magic, and Punked, part of their lineup as well. Let's go to Gabby Gaudet.
Thank you, of course, here with Bob Edwards. I put him in a ditch, so maybe we could kind of see eye to eye here today. But just give us a little bit of an update on Rushing Fall. Obviously, was initially supposed to run in this race, but spiked a fever.
Yeah, we were excited for her to come up here and run like George, and she popped a fever on Monday, and unfortunately, you know, she didn't make it, and Punked came here instead of going to Woodbine.
Well, talk a little bit about Punked, and overall, there's just not a lot of pace in here. Does that change your guys' strategy?
You know, I have a magical combination of Chad Brown and Javier Castellano, and their pictures are on my wall more than my children. So I kind of have a lot of faith and trust in those guys.
I think that's very interesting that you say that. Obviously, Greg Wolf, when he threw to us saying just of the bevy of talented horses that you have, talk a little bit quickly about New Money Honey as well tomorrow.
Love New Money Honey. She's our first, Breeders' Cup winner, one of our family favorites. People kind of forgot about her after her campaign. You know, she ran a dirt race here in the Alabama and kind of went downhill from there. We ran her in California at the end of the year and kind of rebooted her and came out of the allowance. And Javier did a fine job of kind of getting her going there at the end and winning for us.
How does it feel to just be here at Saratoga? We're talking about all your talented horses, even Good Magic heading to the Haskell later on this summer, but the excitement of being here.
Oh, it's a special place. My wife's from here. Her whole family's from here. I mean, this is Saratoga. And we were just talking about you lose what day it is kind of when you're here, right? It's kind of the Saratoga bubble. It's awesome. It's amazing.
All right, well, Greg, there you have it. Bob and I are both stuck inside the Saratoga bubble, and we're not getting out.
Well, this place is magical to Bob Edwards and his family. They came here, I believe it was for a wedding. They were on vacation, and they had no interest or even idea about getting in this game. On a whim, went across the street to a sale, wound up buying a couple of horses and got hooked on this game, and now they've had some incredible runners. Get signed up, get started, play along, go to Naira Bets, and you take advantage of that $200 sign-up bonus plus a $100 Travers Day bet. Use the promo code Saratoga Live to take advantage. Go to NairaBets.com to bet all the races we're showing you this afternoon. Through the trees. Hey. Daddy is a legend. We got a brief look at. Still 9-5, the favorite here on the board. Well, we'll see. Yeah, a lot of times you talk about this pace, and when you think there's no pace in a race, it doesn't play out that way.
Yeah, listen, the 3 is the horse to beat at 9-5, but the 5 holds all the cards in here. Good things take time. That was the horse we missed in the post spray. That was my fault. Excuse me for that. But listen, the 5 has to take the initiative and go to the front end and get the jump on the 3 in here. Daddy is a legend, because this filly really does have some kick. Now there is the 5 here. Good things take time. Is she a type of filly that likes to hang a little bit, or is Jose Ortiz going to put her on the front end and take his chances?
And Andy, what about a mile and a 16th for Daddy's a Legend? She's won at a mile. She's won at a mile and an 1/8. Should be no problem?
It's funny. I think she's probably better at a mile, but I don't think it should be a problem. As you pointed out, she won a mile and 1/8. I'm going to tell you other horses that could possibly be forwardly placed, because we're all just sort of taking it for granted that the 5 Good Things Take Time are going to go to the lead. What about the 2 going out maybe showing some speed? She's had speed in the past. What about the 8 Heavenly Love? Gabby suggested that Marquez said they want to be forwardly placed. I think those horses could potentially be forwardly placed as well.
I think the one you missed is the 1-horse Punked. Chad Brown has a way of his horses not getting in each other's way when they run. Punked was warmed up very aggressively by Javier Castellano just now. I think they're going to try to put that horse close.
I agree. It gives her best chance. And if nothing else, guys, doesn't it help the chances of Altea, the other runner for Chad Brown?
Oh, 100%. But the blinkers are going on Altea. 2 questions for you, Andy. You know, the 6 has beaten the 5 once. Why is the 6 getting no love? And what's going to happen to the 7 with the blinkers on? What do they do with her?
Well, you know, I think that's a good question with Andina Del Sur. As you say, she beat Good Things Take Time. It's almost like people just disregarded that race. And they look at the last race, and it's not as though she ran horrendously in the Wonder again. Do I think she's necessarily good enough? No, but why is she 16-1 and Good Things Take Time 7-2? Just the assumption that Good Things Take Time is going to be walking along on the front end? That's quite an assumption to be taking at 7-2.
Maybe not. I mean, come on. She is the natural speed in this race, period. Her best chance to win is make the lead and try to slow it down. How can you not think the 5 is not going to be on the lead here?
I'm not saying she's not going to be on the lead. I just think that too many people, when everybody's talking about how slow a pace is, funny things seem to happen.
True.
Andy brings up a good point. It happens quite often. Yeah, no one knows what's going to happen in this race, and a lot of times, or even when you think there's so much speed in a race, and it's going to be that hot pace, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, and then Tom brings up a good point, that Chad has 2 runners in here. Is the 1 going to be the one to go? The blinkers are going on the 7. Are they going to get the 7 to settle? Is the 8... You know, Johnny V's got the best post position with the 8 because he's really only got the 7 with the scratch, obviously, of the main track, only the 4. And is able to maybe sit that stalking trip, maybe.
Well, the 8 was hopelessly far behind the field last time out, wound up 3rd in the regret with more on Heavenly Love. Let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
Yes, she was way far back, Greg. That is so true. And looking at her here, though, today, it seems as though Johnny V has been proactive, at least in her warm-up, and she got a big warm-up beneath him. I mean, he just hooked back up with the pony here. So I think they're trying to get her to lay a little bit closer, obviously, than some of her previous efforts. She does look very fit out here and well-conditioned by Mark Cassie. He keeps throwing me off. One horse has a white bridle on, one horse has a leather bridle on, but yeah, I think she at a price, maybe she will see a little improve with her.
Yeah, we'll see. She got bothered a little bit at that start, and hopefully she's not that far behind this afternoon. We'll see if there's a change in tactics and if John Velasquez can get her to change what she usually does.
Yeah, you got to get her out of the gate. Listen, rushing fall, a little tough last 2 times, and then she was flat-footed, not more bothered at the start. And there you see the selection bar, a couple of us going with maybe the lone speed, the 5, and then the 3 will be Andy and Tom. Daddy is a legend, and Gabby likes the 8, Heavenly Love. And you take a look at the 7, Altea, and I want to go to the guys downstairs. What does Irad Ortiz do with this filly? The blinkers go on, they cut back a tiny bit. You know, had good resume coming into America, but hasn't shown much, and was behind a couple of these first time in America.
I'm not her biggest fan, this horse. I do think maybe the blinkers get her more focused, though I don't think she's going to be forwardly placed. I just feel like all she's done is sort of sucked up late in races.
Yeah, look, she's a foreign bred. Those horses want to be covered up. Even with the blinkers on, she's going to be covered up in this spot.
We'll see the equipment change makes a difference. Couple starts back, wide trip. She wasn't that far behind. Daddy is a legend. So we'll see if she can make up ground here today. New setting. Sometimes horses wake up when they come here.
Yeah, you never know. The horse said 3 different races over 3 different racetracks. So this will be her 4th race here. And you're right. Some fillies and some colts take a liking here to Saratoga Springs. And there's the 8, Heavenly Love. Gabby's Charge, I think, has a good shot, too. A filly here by Malibu Moon, if she can get out of the gate and get in that good stalking position.
There again, the favorite, Maggie Wolfendale, told us of Daddy is a legend, sort of the frailest that we've seen her, that she has seen her in a little while. But again, that could be maybe a positive, just that she's in the fittest condition that she's been in a while.
She might have been doing her Pilates. You don't know.
She better hope so. She's got to beat some talented runners in this race, but she, no doubt, is the one to beat. Manny Franco, we talked a lot about this young rider at the end of the Belmont meeting. He wound up tied for third in the standings. Yep. He had a great meet.
He really did, and what improved more than more is his turf riding. And here at Saratoga, with the turns a little bit tighter, or a lot tighter than you get at Belmont, it's all about positioning and a little bit about luck, but Manny's done a great job on the green.
Chad Brown, unquestionably the best turf trainer in the country. He has a pair in the race. The 7, Altea, the 1, Punked, but it's the 3, Daddy Is a Legend, the one to beat, trying to get her first win of 2018, the 3 filly for trainer George Weaver. With Manny Franco aboard. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of New York racing for the car co-feature on opening day, the Grade 3 Lake George. Here's Larry Colmus.
And here is Heavenly Love and John Velasquez coming up to the outside stall here to complete the field. They're all in line, ready for a start. They're off in the Lake George. And going out in Punked, go out to the front together. These two to the early lead from Good Things Take Time and Dina Del Sur and Heavenly Love on the outside. Daddy Is a Legend will tuck in behind the pace setters moving into the turn. Just 2 lengths behind in a fairly tight pack here. Altea is at the rear of the field as Punked takes charge early on. Punked to the front. On top, a length and a half to Good Things Take Time, while going out sits third as they make their way to the backstretch in 23.92 seconds. And Dina Del Sur is fourth on the outside. Daddy Is a Legend is fifth, 4 from the front, and then Heavenly Love on the outside. Altea is 6 lengths from front-running Punked and Javier Castellano, who head up the backstretch in the clear by a length and a half. Good Things Take Time on the outside second, going out his third toward the inside. And then it's Andina Del Sur. Daddy Is a Legend in behind horses in fifth. After a half mile in 47.71 seconds, Daddy Is a Legend is 4.5 lengths from the front. Then Heavenly Love and Altea. Moving into the turn, Punked is the leader. On top by half a length, Good Things Take Time, sent along by Jose Ortiz. And now they're right alongside this front runner, and they take the lead. Good Things Take Time takes charge. On the far turn, Altea with a rush on the far outside gets going with Andina Del Sur, while Daddy Is a Legend swings to the inside, and having to check hard there was Punked near the back of the pack. And here comes Altea and Erod Ortiz Jr. to take the lead. And Daddy Is a Legend and Manny Franco get through on the inside, and now they're in front. Now they've taken over. Daddy Is a Legend to the front from Altea as they come down to the line. Daddy Is a Legend wins the Lake George over Altea. Then Good Things Take Time, and Dina Del Sur was fourth in 140.42.
Daddy Is a Legend gets her first win of her 3-year-old campaign, able to slip down side into the fence. Manny Franco, well done.
Great trip for the 3-horse Daddy Is a Legend. We talked about how the 1 was warmed up strongly, set the pace, tried to give company to Good Things Take Time. The 5-horse Daddy Is a Legend cut the corner, may have cut off the 1 a little bit, Punked, but she was done running and had the best trip and outfinished the 7 Altea.
The key was Manny Franco getting good position early. He was close enough, he was covered up between horses, and it gave him options. And when things opened up, it gave him the perfect trip in here. Altea ran very well to be second here, though, Paul. You know, she made that big, wide slingshot move in the turn and held on gamely for second. The winner had a better trip. Nice performance by both of them.
Yeah, you make a good point. Irad Ortiz Jr. Watch right here. Does the 3 cut off the 1? I don't know. I'm sort of with you, Tom. The 1 was out of gas, and I think they're going to leave this alone. But you make a great point, Andy. Irad Ortiz Jr. went for it. He had to go the overland route to try to get the W because he saw the 3 trap. If the 3 gets trapped a little bit more, he wins the race. Daddy's a Legend just proved to be best here late.
So Daddy Is a Legend picks up her 3rd career victory. You saw Punked kind of have to swing her head out of the way a little bit right before that turn. But Manny and Franco, great job to swing this filly down to the inside. And get great positioning here. 3-7-5-6 in the end. Your 8-5 favorite takes the Grade 3 Lake George as we take another look.
Yeah, it's really tough to tell on the inside, but he was able to squeeze his way through. What a great shot right there. As you can see, Daddy's a Legend giving a lot of heart.
Let's go downstairs to Maggie Wolfendale.
Joined here on track by Manny Franco, and Daddy Is a Legend. Manny had a little trouble down on the inside. Talk a little bit about your trip overall.
I mean, yeah, I had to wait a little longer than I want. But that was the plan. He told me to wait because he wanted me to wait the longer I could and make my move and work out good.
It seemed to be like in her previous races, she was a filly that didn't quite have the proper timing of her move. Today, you got it down pat.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to George and the owner for keeping me on the filly. She's a nice filly, and George do a great job with the horses.
And George Weaver always hot here at Saratoga. Manny, you're gonna be pretty hot here at Saratoga. Third in the Belmont standings. What are you looking forward to this week? Oh, sorry. Whoa, corrected. I'm very sorry, Manny. What are you looking forward to this meet, though?
Man, I'm looking for win races and do my best like I always do, you know.
Well, man, I think you have a lot more graded stakes in your future as well. Congrats here.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right, guys, here with Daddy is a Legend. She looks very proud of herself, I must say.
I think she knows what she just accomplished there. Hopefully the first of many as well for young jockey Manny Franco, and a nice momentum-building victory on opening day.
I thought this was a good ride. This was a great little time in 1:34. They clicked off. They were going pretty fast in here, and the top three fillies I thought ran well.
There's George Weaver looking on. Still unofficial, for what that's worth.
I don't know.
8-5
Courtesy
favorite.
check by the stewards, I think.
Courtesy, that's a good way to put it. We'll be back. Quick break. Daddy is a Legend. First to cross the wire. Should be official by the time we return. Still have the Nightcap to come as well. Stay with us.
Success starts at Saratoga. The Saratoga Selected Yearling Sale has established a reputation for high quality and high performance. Recent graduates include Grade 1 winners Avenge, Bolt d'Oro, and Moonshine Memories, and 2017 Breeders' Cup champions Battle of Midway, Stormy Liberal, and Rushing Full. The nation's #1 sale by percentage of Grade 1 winners, the Fasig-Tipton Saratoga Sale, August 6th and 7th.
We found Breeders' Cup champion Rushing Full at Saratoga. Where will you be?
This successful son of AP Indy has sired 6 millionaires, including 2017 Eclipse champion 3-year-old West Coast. A dominant winner of the Grade 1 Travers and Pennsylvania Derby, West Coast also placed in the Breeders' Cup Classic and was runner-up in the $16 million Pegasus World Cup. In the sales ring, juveniles by Flatter brought up to $600,000, and his yearlings sold up to $460,000. Flatter, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Back on Saratoga Live, all kinds of events here at the racetrack, not just the best racing in the country, but things like this. The Coca-Cola Saratoga Pavilion every Friday, 12 to 5. Taste craft beers produced exclusively by New York State breweries.
Good deal, too.
Can we sneak away from the set for a few minutes?
Yeah, you get like a sample of 5, get a little toasty, make a little bet.
Nothing wrong with a little sampler, right?
Nothing wrong with being a little toasty while you're punching your tickets. You can get lucky sometimes.
There's George Weaver talking with Manny Franco. They're the winning connections here. It has become official. Oh, and a little one in the winner's circle as well. We're going to go back and look just one more time at what happened with Punk there, the one horse. And Daddy is a legend. So the 3's your eventual winner. The 1 horse, keep your eye as the 3 comes over right there on the 1 and has to shift his head a little bit.
Yeah, listen, this is the one problem we do have in horse racing is the technology is just not up to date when it comes to 2018, when it comes to fouls and helping our stewards out. There's just no cameras on the turns like that, but this is the right call. The 1 Punked was dead last. White Daddy is a legend, went on with it. She deserved the win. And Manny Franco with a little, again, cheater, fist pump at the wire.
Let's go downstairs to Gabby Gaudet with the winning connections.
Here with George Weaver with the Daddy is a Legend. And George, I want to ask you first and foremost, did you envision this race kind of playing out the way it did, considering the quick pace?
Well, there wasn't much pace on paper. I didn't really know how the pace was going to shape up, and I just told Manny to be aware of the pace. Those are my 2 instructions. Be aware of the pace, but don't move too soon. She's affiliated. If you move too soon, she can hang a little bit, so it's important to wait as long as you can, and he did a great job doing that.
And you say that sometimes when she makes the lead, she waits on horses, but today she actually turned back that challenger coming down the stretch.
She did. She's a really talented filly, and I felt going into it that she was the best filly in the race, and you know, it's always tough to win here, the graveyard of favorites and all that, so I was just glad to see her get it done. It's very deserving for her.
You say that it is very, very tough to win here, but George, sometimes you come into this meet guns a-blazing. What can you look forward to this particular meet?
Well, I'm glad to get off the duck early in the meet in a greatest stake. That's a nice way to start. We have some live horses I'm looking forward to running, and you just have to get lucky and be in the right spot at the right time. So we're looking forward to it.
That's exactly where she was today. Congratulations.
Thanks, Gabby.
All right, back to you, Greg.
It must feel so good to get that first win off your back on opening day and just get rid of that pressure.
Oh, it's like the broken bat single in baseball. It's like the little screen pass for the quarterback. You know what I mean? Just get it out of the way. And George Weaver's such a good conditioner. You know he's going to win races there. Congratulations to this daughter of Scat Daddy, the benchmark mare, Randy's Legend. Jim and Susan Hill, the winning owners here. And that pick 3 comes back $67 even.
Take a look at the Naira Bets late pick 5 follow along as Daddy is a Legend heading back to the barn and a successful stakes victory here at Saratoga. 180,000 plus in the pool. We had an $18 horse to start it out. And now a favorite, Daddy is a Legend, getting the job done. I believe the only favorite to win today.
Yeah, and it is. And if you look at the pick 4s and the pick 5s, it'll just show you that the Naira Bet late pick 5 is the play. $140 and $170 to the 8 and 11. In the pick 4, but in the pick 5, $1,400 and $1,800 to the 8 and 11, your 2 lowest payoffs.
Still have our nightcap to come. How will it play out each and every day at Saratoga Live is brought to you by champion sprinter Ron Happy. There he is in legendary stall 1 in Claiborne Farm in Paris, Kentucky. The son of Super Saver, undefeated in sprints in his career. Perfect 7 for 7, all while running without the use of Lasix medication. First foal was a filly born at Ashview Farm, and that's actually where Run Happy was born as well. So we're going to see his progeny coming to the racetrack in maybe late spring, early summer 2020.
It's going to be fun. He was some kind of racehorse, and he put on a show on this very racetrack.
Winning, yeah, the King's Bishop back in 2015. Mile and a 16th over the inner turf, 40,000 claiming race for horses who have not won 2 lifetime. And as the board reflects, it's wide open. County Court, though, the horse to beat with the scratch of the 12 prognostication, who would have been the favorite for Chad Brown.
Yeah, 12 giant scratch here, so all the money's going to go to the 8 and the 11 Hello Holiday. They are the 2 horses, at least in here, that have good form on the turf. County Court will end up being your favorite.
Oh, coming up on Sunday, this is a heavyweight showdown for the ages. Monomoy Girl, your Kentucky Oaks winner, and Midnight Bijou, winner of the Mother Goose. They're going to go head-to-head on Sunday in the Coaching Club American Oaks. We cannot wait. We will preview it when we come back.
Make Naira Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NairaBets.com.
Monomoy Girl on top as they come toward the top of the stretch. And it is Monomoy Girl taken on by Wonder Gadot. And on the inside, Monomoy Girl, it's not. Monomoy Girl on top as they come toward the top of the stretch. And it is Monomoy Girl taken on by Wonder Gadot. And on the inside. Monomoy Girl on top as they come toward the top of the stretch. And it is Monomoy Girl taken on by Wonder Gadot. And on the inside, Monomoy Girl, it's down to these two. And it's going to be Monomoy Girl in the Kentucky Oaks.
I mean, she's just incredible. I mean, she just keep on running.
Monomoy Girl getting ever closer with a 3-wide trip. And she's pulling away in the Acorn. A 4-length lead. Talk Move to me is second. Geo Game third. Monomoy Girl home on top of the Acorn.
Smith now making his move on Midnight Bisou in the red colours from second last, taking off around the field. Here comes Midnight Bisou, mounting a mighty bit on the outside as she moves up within 2 lengths of the lead. Midnight Bisou with another assertive final furlong. The top filly of the meet deservedly wins the Grade 1 Santa Anita Oaks.
Midnight Bisou pokes her neck in front. Midnight Bisou turns for home on top of the Mother Goose. Midnight Bisou. A very strong performance in the Mother Goose.
She's just getting better, this mare. She's going to get better through the year as well. I'm really looking forward to late summer going into November with her.
That was Mike Smith after a dominant win in the Grade 2 Mother Goose for Midnight Bisou, who was not originally planned to go into the Coaching Club American Oaks. Those plans changed last week. These two fillies, they have common ownership, Saul Cumin and Matticat Stables, and they're going to go head-to-head on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so special for us. Monomoy Girl is a special animal, first of all. She's 7 for 8 lifetime, and I think a lot of people don't realize her first 2 wins came on the turf, and then they decided, basically, let's go to the dirt, and she won the Rags to Riches. She's got 1 blemish when she lost Road to Victory, and then after that, it's been curtains for everybody else, including that win in the Kentucky Oaks. And by the way, she beat a Queen's Plate winner in Wonder Gadot.
Yeah, that's the only one who's not showing up to the reunion here from the Kentucky Oaks. She's going to run in that second leg of the Canadian Triple Crown. Probably will be here for the Alabama. And Monomoy girl, she has won at 5 different racetracks. So you would think, yeah, she can travel and win here at Saratoga. As for Midnight Bisou, she had an excuse to the Kentucky Oaks, and that has been her only loss, dating all the way back to January, or I should say November, at Del Mar, her 2-year-old campaign. She was sensational in the Mother Goose.
Yeah, the thing about Midnight Bisou is why she doesn't have the flashy record as Monomoy Girl is because she took a little time, a little greener. She likes to run her races a little upside down. Monomoy Girl has more tactical speed, but she's turning into something special. And Steve Asmussen even said that she's training great after talking to Mike Smith. After that race, I think she's going to give Monomoy Girl all she can handle, and I cannot wait.
Only 2 horses in 2018 have 3 or more Grade 1 wins in North America this year. Justify won the Triple Crown, and Monomoy Girl.
Wow.
Pretty incredible. It's going to be a showdown for the ages. We cannot wait. It happens on Sunday. Our colleague Tom Amos is going to be lining up in that race as well. Time now for Maggie Wolfendale, standing by with a special guest.
Greg, pleased to be joined here by Lisa Malloy of Rerun. And Lisa, you guys were at the community booth here at Saratoga. But first of all, tell us a little bit about Rerun.
Well, Rerun is now celebrating 22 years, but we've been serving the Horsemen of New York since 2002. We started at the Finger Lakes, and now we are the largest rehab and retraining program in New York State.
And you work hands-on with a lot of ex-race horses. Talk about some of the notable names. You were just listing a few to me, and I was very familiar with about all of them.
Well, of course, you know Ycaza and Brother O'Connell, having come from Mr. Morley himself. We also are the home for Saratoga Snacks. We have Bellamy Way, Mataurus, and of course, everyone knows West Hills Giant.
Several of those horses winners here at Saratoga, and you take horses that you think would make good second career types. What do they do after their racing days are done?
We have everything from trail horses, some have gone barrel racing, and we've even had some with Olympic level event riders. So it goes the whole gamut, everything.
And Lisa, how can people support Rerun, and where can they go to possibly apply to adopt one of the horses?
Well, if you go to www.rerunottb.com, you'll find all the information and the application forms. And you can always support our fundraising events, which we host in Saratoga and at Belmont Park. And of course, like at the NYRA community booth, which we're very fortunate that they let us have on opening day.
And you have a wonderful Facebook page as well. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all that you do with the retired racehorses.
And thank you.
All right, Greg.
Maggie, thank you. Tremendous organization there, helping out with retired racehorses. We're going to take a break in the action. Our nightcap here on opening day at Saratoga is still to come. We'll be back on the turf. And the horse to beat, country court, for Shug McGahee. First time in for a tag, 3-1 favorite right now. We'll go through the entire field when we come back. Stay tuned.
Visit Rivers Casino and Resort, upstate New York's ultimate entertainment destination with live table game action and the hottest new slots paying out millions. Book your luxury waterfront room or suite at upstate New York's premier resort, the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino and Resort.
Switches back to the outside. Exaggerator down to the 16th pole, but Exaggerator has turned the tables. He has won the Preakness. He has won the Travers over American Flag. Irish War Cry has won the Wood Memorial. Alice. Good Magic's gonna win his first race, and he's gonna do it in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
How do New York breds perform? They win in world-class company. From Grade 1 races in Dubai, where New York-sired, New York bred Mind Your Biscuits won the Golden Shaheen for a second time, to Belmont adding to his status as the richest New York bred with a close second in the Met Mile. The Belmont Festival saw 2 more New York breds become millionaires, 4-star Crook in the New York Stakes, and world record setter Disco Partner with a repeat victory in the Jaipur. New York breds, get with the program.
a local, love being here, love the atmosphere.
I actually used to work here as a mutual clerk, so I kind of grew up here.
Stay.
Welcome back to Saratoga Live as we have horses heading out for today's 10th and final race. And going to give you a quick paddock report here today as we'll take a look at the inside runner. That is number 2, Dark Energy. And wouldn't it be cool if 2 brothers won on the same card as his half? Dominant Strategy took to the turf at first, asking earlier for Chad Brown. Now Dark Energy will go out for Cherie DeVoe, a Saratoga native who is making her first start here as a trainer under her own name. And I like Dark Energy. He's a little more settled actually relative to his Belmont race, and he just looks a picture here. Very rich, hydrated coat, and I thought he ran well with a little bit of trouble in his last start. Moving on to number 5, that is Lusitano, probably the least experienced runner in this field, and sometimes you're just gravitated to those types, as Tom Albatrani will send out this Son of Violence, and I'm wondering if they get aggressive with him. Blinkers go on here. He's not overly sharp, but there's some good forward energy coming from him, and he really looks good here, just really healthy overall, carrying that good muscle mass. So Lusitano, we'll see if they do get aggressive with him with Javier Castellano in the irons. Greg?
Maggie, thank you. That paddock report brought to you by Hillendale Farm, now standing Curlin for $150,000 as we get a look at Sam the Bugler with a call to post here for the Nightcap. Horses making their way.
You always tell me it's bad luck to talk over Sam. So I was letting him eat.
I took a little break.
Okay.
I took a breath. It's okay, right?
Sam's looking sharp today.
Yes, he is. Don't jinx me on opening day.
Okay.
This last race here coming up, I mean, we expected, right, the 8 to be a favorite here,
Yes.
especially with the scratch of the 12 horse.
Well, yeah, listen, I mean, the 8 and the 11 have the best numbers on paper. The rest of these horses you're sort of projecting. You see that somebody is alive to the 6, Cape Angel, for Joe Sharp, who has pretty good numbers, and a horse, listen, that won nicely last time out.
We're going to get a look at Dark Energy to kick things off, who will have the rail, has shown speed in the past, and has a very aggressive rider in Kendrick Carmouche. Five to 1 on Dark Energy. Rockin' Joe, the 3, Ricardo Santana Jr., Dominic Schettino on to put blinkers back on next start.
Rockin' Joe for Dominic Schettino's 1 for 8 lifetime. Ricardo Santana aboard.
Joe's Bold Cat. Manny Franco rides for Rick Violet Jr.
Yeah, 1 here for 18 lifetime and 0 for 13 the last 2 years.
6 to 1 on the 4 from a 12 to 1 morning line. Lusitano, blinkers going on for Tom Albertrani.
Maybe this is the horse to catch. You know, this horse did take a field gate to wire 2 back in March, but has been off since May.
This will be the 4-year-old debut for Cape Angel, who was impressive breaking the maiden at Suffolk back as a 3-year-old for Joe Sharp.
Yeah, won nicely, you're right, by 4 lengths and was off slowly, so impressive. And got to work over the racetrack, that could be key.
Shamsan for Doug Fout. Blinkers coming off in a gelding. Rajiv Mirage aboard.
Back form wins this. The problem is 0 for 6 lifetime with no placings except at 3rd place on the turf.
County Court, this is our current favorite right now for Shug McGahee, in for a tag for the first time.
Yeah, and you know, Shug's not great on this move when they drop for 40, but the horse to beat on paper.
Double Deep, trained by Rudy Rodriguez. Off the claim, and this one was speed as well.
Yeah, this horse has been hot in the claim box now 3
2-8.
times out of the last 4. It might be a horse to catch in here.
10 horses, Foolish Ghost. It's Mike Luzzy riding for Bruce Brown, and more speed.
Yeah, more speed, gonna go to the turf. 61 to 1 shocker last time out.
Hello Holiday. The 11 speed backed up off the bench last out. Luis Saez aboard.
Yeah, and I thought this horse would be the horse to beat, although 50 to 1 last time out. Drops for 40. You know, this horse was in for a tag at one time for 75. when he broke his maiden.
And again, big scratch of the 12 prognostication. It would have been one of the favorites in here for Chad Brown. With that horse out, Andy, certainly County Court, the 8, becomes the horse to beat in this spot.
He does. The 8 County Court is probably the horse to beat over the number 11 horse in this race, Hell Holiday. I wanted to talk a little about Dark Energy. And actually, Dark Energy is a half-brother to the winner of the 4th race today, who won first time out in the grass. And that was a horse who's impressive winning in dominant strategy. Dark Energy, Tom, last time out, was very close to an extremely fast pace that completely fell apart. And of all the speeds in the race, I thought he ran far and away the best race. He draws the rail as opposed to the other horses who are more outside. And while there's pace in this race, I thought he could fall into a very good trip here. And to me, he's the most likely upsetter of the 2 favorites.
Yeah, so look, on a positive note, that's a one-turn race at Belmont going a mile and a 16th, and that can sometimes be difficult for a horse mentally like Dark Energy. But on a negative note, he's had a ton of chances out in California, and I just can't go that route.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. But I can't find anybody else, and I don't trust County Court, and we'll go to County Court. County Court, to me, has been terrible in his last 2 races. They were much better horses. It's an easier spot, and he should get pace to run at. But he just doesn't seem to get out of second gear, County Court, and that worries me. And I think Hell Holiday is doomed to get a questionable trip from an outside post with speed and a lot of other speed in here.
Well, let's start with the favorite, the 8-horse County Court. Look, he was gelded between last year and this year. So to me, I put a line through his first 3 races. Right. Look at his next 3. He's dropping in class. Sometimes that big drop in class can make up for a horse that's kind of one-paced at the higher level.
I don't disagree. But as Greg was, and Paul were pointing to, Schuylerville, it's not a big sample, but he's 0 for 7 with only 1 hitting the board, going in for a claiming price for the first time. He is dumping this horse, and off of 2 negative races. Is he the horse to beat? Absolutely. But he's not a favorite that I'm super afraid of.
Fair enough. So you want to turn to the outside, Hello Holiday. This is a horse that's got a terrible post, and to me, he has a chance to be a one-dimensional speed horse, so he's got to make the lead from way out there with other speed in the race.
And he's not going. That's why I'm against him,
if he's one-dimensional, he loses.
That's why I'm interested in the 2. I agree. Character flaws or not, the 2 doesn't win. But I agree. Hell Holiday can get a bad trip, and I think the 8's vulnerable. I also want to know what Gabby and Maggie think in the winner's circle.
Andy, I actually agree with you with number 2, Dark Energy here. That could be scary, Gabby, but let's talk about the horse that is favored right now in County Court. I don't know about you, but I've never been that impressed with this horse.
No, and neither have I. I mean, I think that they've tried him longer distances before in the past just to try to get him to wake up, and now today they're dropping him in class for the first time. Generally speaking, Shug McGahee, he doesn't do this move very frequently, and he's not successful at it. So I think a lot of things even have to go his way. He just seems like kind of a plotter, doesn't he?
He really does. He needs that pace to fall apart in front of him. And as far as physicality is concerned, I didn't like him the day that he returned off of a year-plus layoff and won. Still can't really say I love him here this time around either. But number 11, Hello Holiday, for Phil Serpy, he'll be dropping in for tag for only the 2nd time overall. So what did you like about him?
I did get the chance to speak to Phil Serpy because I was interested in this horse, and I asked him, what did he think of his last race? He kind of was pretty aggressive on the front end, and he did say that he really needed that race from a fitness standpoint. And at least watching his energy coming out to the track, he was on his toes, he had good energy. I don't like the post position, but the fact that Ycaza is aboard him today, he could maybe slow things down a little bit. I just, there's other speed to his inside. Maybe tactically it won't work to his advantage, but he could take a step forward today.
Do you think, though, that speed on this inner turf course is an advantage, though?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, it's hard to formulate too strong of an opinion with just one day.
That's true. We saw one race, one on the front end earlier and one not. So we'll see what shakes out here, Greg. An interesting race to cap things off for our first day at the Spa.
Well, thanks. You bring up that outside post. I know Tom had mentioned this 11 horse stuck all the way on the outside. We saw Giant Zinger win from a much tougher course setup where that turn comes up almost immediately. At least this horse has a little bit of run to that first turn here.
Yeah, a tiny bit. But they think the horse needs the lead to win, which probably is true.
Saratoga Showdown standings. You can get involved each and every day by going to NYRA.com/showdown. And you're not risking any of your own money. You're playing up for real prizes. So get involved, and good luck to everybody.
Yeah, you see my favorite, Oatmeal, on the bottom there. He is tied. Everybody is tied. To get back to the 2 horse, I think a lot of people forget. Andy was mentioning about a half-brother one. The Dam Zardana, a lot of people forget, that's the horse that beat Rachel Alexandra And John Sheriff's trained that horse. So why would John Sheriff's give the 2 away to run here? You know, this is a horse that couldn't win for 25 non-2 in California. I just can't buy the 2. I'm sorry, at 5-1.
Doesn't it seem sneaky, though, guys? Like, with this rider aboard, don't you think Dark Energy is going to try and steal this race?
No, myself, I would not be happy to see this horse in the front end unless they were walking. I think that there's an abundance of speed in this race. The 3 Rockin' Joe, who Paul touched on earlier, has got to go in this race. As you said, the 11 Hello Holiday should go in here as well. And even the 5 Lusitano could go. So I think with Kendrick Carmouche, he's just got the great post. He's got the rail. Let them go and get in 4th or 5th behind them. I'm hoping this horse sucks into a good trip behind them.
You know, it's not Kendrick's style to sit and wait. Kendrick likes to be close. It will be today. So you've been speaking with him about this mount?
Telepathically,
yes,
Tom.
I understand.
I've been speaking to
okay.
him. I think I'm saying the right brain. Kendrick knows, and Cherie DeVoe know this horse can't make the lead in here and hope to win the race. So they're going to have to hope that the others go fast enough and they get the right position and they get the jump on the shorter priced horses.
Well,
I like this
he's
horse.
not fast enough to make the lead anyhow.
He's not. Right,
Yeah.
that's the point. I know you're teasing me. He's not fast enough to be in front.
Right.
Well, that rider right there, he is aggressive as they come.
No.
He had a tremendous meet at Belmont as well.
The other part of this, too, is the 9 was gelded before his last start and then was claimed. And he showed a ton more speed.
Right.
This is going to be interesting who gets to the front end.
It seems like the 11 is quickest.
Well, I mean, the 11 might have to push to get to the front end, but, I mean, is he going to be able to walk, or are they going to give him some pressure?
We'll find out soon enough here. And again, lightly raced horse that Maggie had brought up, Lusitano, the 5. I thought a little bit intriguing on the board at 10-1. This is the 4th start of this horse's career, the 5. The win came at Tampa, though.
Tough read. You know, the Tampa read, you don't know the feeder tracks yet here at Saratoga. Those usually change from here to there, but Tampa is not usually one of the better tracks you want to gauge on.
It is the Nightcap here on opening day at Saratoga. How will we close things out? And how fast will this pace be up front? We're going to find out right now. Let's set it upstairs to the voice of horse racing's Triple Crown for the call. Here's Larry Colmus.
Last 2 to move into the starting gate. Long shot Foolish Ghost going into line. They've opened up the front of the gates for Foolish Ghost, who's come forward and in, and that will leave Hello Holiday to come up to the outside stall. Hello Holiday steps up, goes in. They're all in line. They're off. It was a clean beginning as Rockin' Joe goes out to the early lead. Foolish Ghost, Hello Holiday on the far outside. These 3 with the most early foot, and behind them is Lusitano. And then it's Double Deep away, running in 5th by another 3. Dark Energy 6th early on, a good 8 lengths off the lead as they separate themselves early on. Then it's Joe's Bold Cat, Shamsan to the outside, followed by Cape Angel, and the trailer is County Court. The leader is Foolish Ghost. A 55-1 long shot who zipped through a 22.8 opening quarter mile. Hello Holiday pressing this hard pace on the outside. Rockin' Joe is 3rd near the rail. Lusitano follows in 4th. Double Deep is 5th. And then it's Dark Energy in 6th, about 6 lengths from the front, 3 lengths clear of Joe's Bold Cat. Then it's Cape Angel to the inside, Shamsan, and County Court is last with this hot pace in front of them. Although they've slowed things down a bit up front, 47.27 was the half mile for Foolish Ghost and Mike Luzzy, who lead it by 3/4 of a length at 55-1 moving into the far turn. Hello Holiday on the outside is 2nd. And now taking 3rd is Dark Energy, who's getting going. Dark Energy's within 2 lengths of the lead. Double Deep is also on the charge. Then it's Rockin' Joe, followed by Lusitano. Joe's Bold Cat is sent up on the far outside. Cape Angel is in behind. Horses need some running room. County Court swings up outside. They're into the stretch. Here comes Dark Energy. Dark Energy forging to the front with a furlong to run. Joe's Bold Cat on the far outside trying to finish well. Then it's Foolish Ghost toward the inside. Lusitano is next. Late speed from Cape Angel down the center, and Cape Angel's coming after Dark Energy, and Cape Angel runs by on the wire to win. Dark Energy was 2nd. Joe's Bold Cat was 3rd, and Lusitano 4th in 1:42 flat.
Cape Angel, Jose Lizcano, this horse making his 4-year-old debut, gets the money.
Well, listen, I mean, this is a bad beat if you had the 2. The 6 sort of swung off the 2's cover. You could see he's absolutely loaded at horse is Castellano. As soon as the 2 gets to the front end, he starts pushing the 6 right now through that hole and way on the outside. I mean, I don't know how this horse lost, but this was one of the horses that was paying out the pick 6, guys.
You know, as somebody who bet on the 2 Dark Energy, I can't fault the ride. I thought Kendrick gave a perfect ride. Cape Angel, the winner, had not run since Labor Day weekend at Suffolk Downs when he broke his maiden for 30,000 last time. 9-1.
But did it easily
Somebody knew.
that day.
Did it easily.
Yeah.
Tom, you and I could have finished second at Suffolk
So we got the
that
pace
day.
we wanted up front. And the logical strong finisher was supposed to be the favorite, the 8 County Court. Andy, you guys correctly said, hey, this horse isn't well meant in this spot. And so somebody had to finish. It's unfortunate that Dark Energy did not get the winner's share here because he ran a great race, was positioned perfectly against the solid pace. But as it turns out, it's Cape Angel, the 6 horse.
Yeah, the pace was just fast, and it just fell apart towards the end. And Dark Energy is just one of those horses, and it was a tough beat for me. Did everything but win.
So 9-1 on Cape Angel. Last 2 times we've seen this horse on the racetrack, they've both been wins, and that's how far back behind a wall of horses he was.
Yeah, he really was. And listen, he swung him out. It was a great job, Lascano. He saved all the ground, and then he was able to swing him out right here, get outside the 4. And now it's just a matter, is there enough time to run down the 2? Because he starts trucking here, and somebody just cashed out for $40,000 about right here, hitting that pick 6. If you had the pick 5, 10 dimes for 50 cents. Pretty good payoff.
Jose Lascano, Joe Sharp, Anthony Damiano on the son of Cape Blanco getting the win here to close out this opening day card. Just getting up in time to get it done. We'll be back. Prices from the finale when we return on Saratoga Live.
This graded stakes winner and multiple Grade 1 performer by Tapit has become one of the nation's leading sires of 2-year-olds. Ranked number 1 in his crop by number of winners, he sired 11 stakes horses in 2017, including graded stakes winners Wild Shot and Oklahoma Derby winner Untrapped. At the sales, his yearlings have sold up to $480,000. Trap Shot, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Make Naira Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NairaBets.com.
Local, love being here, love the atmosphere.
I actually used to work here as a mutual clerk, so I kind of grew up here, and I love it.
This is my 27th year in a row coming here. My family brought me here when I was just a month old, and I've been coming ever since.
They let you bring your own beer, so you can't beat it.
It's great, we're all together like this, especially on a beautiful day like today.
Here in Saratoga, it's opening day. Like, you wait all year for this day.
Tremendous opening day of action here. The Schuylerville for 2-year-old fillies. Grade 3 Lake George. 3-year-old fillies on the turf are co-features, and the action only gets bigger and better from here on out. We have our first Grade 1 of the meet coming up on Saturday in the Grade 1 Diana.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Listen, I mean, every day here is a special day at Saratoga, and you're always going to have a stakes race, but the next couple days you cannot miss, especially Sunday, man. I cannot wait. We got, what, 39 days left? That's it?
Yeah, Sunday, of course, Paul, that is alluding to is that showdown in the Coaching Club American Oaks between Monomoy Girl, your Kentucky Oaks winner, and Midnight Bijou, 6-length winner of the Mother Goose. It's going to be sensational. Meanwhile, closing out the card here on this Friday afternoon on opening day, Cape Angel from Off the Pace to get the win. $21.40.
Yeah, congratulations to the connection here. 4-year-old gelding by Kate Blanco out of the theatrical mare, Angel Amy. That's probably why she gets her name, Cape Angel. And there you see the payoffs. The pick 6, $40,000. And what I was alluding to earlier, the Naira bet late pick 5, $10,000 for the 50-cent variety. And I want to say Cape Angel was your longest shot. You just got to download your Naira Bets account. This is the bottom line. It's the best bet in racing.
$10,967 payout. This horse faced Yoshida, by the way, in the past on the turf. Let's go downstairs to Gabby Gaudette.
Thanks, Greg. We're here with winning trainer Joe Sharp and his lovely son, Carson. Congratulations, Joe. But one thing that stood off the page to me was that this was the only horse in the field that was not eligible to be claimed today. So could you provide us a little bit of insight as to that particular rule?
Well, it's, you know, it promotes people to give horses time off and give them breaks. And these owners have been really patient. And, you know, I think that it's paid them dividends. And I think this horse should have a good summer for him. And you know, we just wanted to protect the patience they'd had.
And what were your confidence levels like coming in today? Because he has not raced in September, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually been really confident in the way this horse has been coming back. And, you know, but it's Saratoga, and there's about six to 8 others in every race that are that confident. So just glad it worked out. Jose made the trip work. So.
Does it feel good to get this off your back day one?
Yeah, it's much easier once you get the first one out of the way. We all know that.
Any horses in particular this meet that you're looking forward to?
You know, I think we have a stronger group overall in general. You know, no blinking lights, but I think we'll be competitive the whole meet.
All right, well, congratulations on this one, getting off to a good start.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Greg.
Gabby, thank you very much. That is a very sharp barn right there. And there's Rosie Napravnik, his wife. She was an outstanding rider during her time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, she retired young, obviously, to have a family. But, I mean, the great Julie Crone and my lifetime, Rosie's a dead second, easy when it comes to the women, when it comes to riding. She was phenomenal, and she does a lot for Joe. And what a key thing there by Gabby, noticing that's the only horse that wasn't in for the tag. They have that rule in California, too. If you're off for a certain amount of time, you get a little bit of a start or get a start under your belt so somebody can't claim you, protect some of the trainers so they can have their horses. I think it's a good rule.
If you want to get up early, get a head start on things, clear your mind, see the horses in the morning, breakfast at Saratoga. Every single morning, 7 to 9:30. Catch the horses when their workouts in the morning with a little bit of breakfast.
Nothing wrong with a little eggs over medium and a little horses, little thoroughbreds. As you see the Sanford. Interesting field here. I mean, I think Lexingtonian might end up being your favorite, but the one in here was impressive too.
Yeah, Sombaye for Todd Pletcher. He has both of them. Lexingtonian as well. 6 1/4 length winners. Ran in the Tremont then at Belmont, stumbling out of the gate in that second start. Those two look very interesting. And Steve Asmussen with a pair in this race as well.
Yeah, and Asmussen won 2 races today, 2 2-year-old races. So this is going to be very interesting how this all pans out. You know, Pletcher, Asmussen, and then when it comes to the 2-year-olds, and then Chad Brown, obviously he won his 2 turf races. So Katie by the door, the old usual here at Saratoga.
Grade 3 Schuylerville. It was Catherine the Great for Mark Cassey, John Oxley getting the job done, and Jose Ortiz, your winning rider. And then Daddy is a Legend breaking through. First win in 2018. wins as the favorite. Our feature tomorrow, the Grade 1 Diana, the first Grade 1 of the meet. Hope you enjoyed opening day. We will see you tomorrow, 4 to 7.